All right, we're live. Welcome back, everyone. It's been a while, yeah. I know it's been a while. You don't need to tell me. I do know. So yeah, between the fires that's going on around my area, and it's been so hot, I can't really have the windows open because it gets pretty smoky in here. So yeah, that's why I have not been on. Plus, got life stuff to do. So a few things going on. Hey, how's it going, Aaron? How's it going, Aaron? How's it going, Aaron? That's good. That's good. Just setting up the chat here. Just woke up from a nice nap. Yeah, I'm doing all right there, Boren. Hopefully you're doing all right as well. Hopefully you had a nice nap there, Aaron. Eating chips, so my fingers are a little orangey. Yeah, well, I got my coffee. Yeah, between like the temperature, all the smoke too. Like if I had the windows open, it just gets quite nasty inside. So it hasn't been exactly the greatest the past week. Hopefully these fires stop. It'd be really nice. I don't drink cold coffee. Always hot. Yeah, it's been pretty smoky here. Nighttime's a little bit better. A little bit, not much, but a little bit better. Yeah, it's been pretty smoky here with the all the fires going on. Just brutal. Hopefully it rains. If it rains a few times, then that would help. It would help with all the smoke, but I don't see any rain in our forecast, unfortunately. Like right now, I get all I smell is smoke because I have the fan going. All I smell is smoke. Don't want to get too bad in here because, again, I do have nugget, the little nugget. So don't want to get too bad in here. Yesterday was really bad actually for the smoke. Today is not as bad, but still, it's all you smell is smoke. Same. Because I've been having the windows closed too, and that no fans really moving air. It's getting hot too, so yeah, that's why I've been keeping the windows closed and make sure no air got in here. Because yeah, the smoke's not good. The smoke is really not good. At least the fires aren't too close to this area, but the amount of smoke that's coming to this area is wild. So hopefully everyone's all right with the fires going on because it has been pretty brutal the past week. And hopefully they go away real soon. If not, like real soon. I like real soon. Hopefully everyone's doing all right with the fires. It's yeah, it happened how many years ago was it when we had these kind of fires? Pretty brutal. Yeah, no, we had same here. Same here, not even that long ago. I would like to say 2016, 2017, around there. We had some, but like we went through it for work. We went through the fires. Like fires right like the forests were on fire, everything was on fire. Yeah, it wasn't even that long ago. Well, it was, I guess, long ago for some people, but back in 2016 for here in Canada. And yeah, it was pretty brutal then, and now it's kind of the same thing, just brutal fires. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It just seems to happen uh almost every year we get the fires, but not to this extent. It's every so often we get these really bad fires, and it's been really bad this year. And yeah, I can definitely tell because that's all I can smell is smoke. At least when again, not too far. Like we're not, right beside it, but it's still the amount of smoke. It's been brutal. So hopefully it clears out. And it's not much you can do about them either. Yeah, you can get some planes and helicopters to drop water, but the fires are just too big. Yeah, it's starting to cool down a bit here. It's like 11 p.m. and still almost 30 degrees in here. It's been getting pretty warm, let's just say that. The Nuggets been doing good. Nuggets been doing good. Really? Really? Little turd. Let's see. Can we go over anything? Uh, uh, oh, did you? Uh, oh yeah, the before and after, stage one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw those, man. I'm pretty sure I gave you a thumbs up. Oh, I didn't. I thought I did. Yeah, looks good, man. Looks good. You should have kept the cable management the way it was before. Well, that looked just fine. What are you talking about? You didn't have to do cable management. Let's see. Gigabyte quietly disables Gen 5 PCI Express 5.0 GPU support on B650 motherboards. Huh? Oh, apparently they had stability issues. Apparently they had stability issues. Yeah. So, we'll go over some of that. Yeah, new BIOS update F35. Gen 5 is no longer there for PCI Express for B650s. So Gigabyte has quietly removed unofficial PCI Express 5.0 option from its B650 motherboards with its latest BIOS update. The change has sparked significant furore. I've never even seen that word before. I think it might be a typo. Among enthusiasts who noticed a tweak after flashing their BIOS, this only affects the PCI Express by 16 slot reserved for GPUs and not the by 4 M.2 slots that Gen 5 SSDs would use. Makes sense. The full-on PCI Express 5.0, it's a lot of bandwidth going through it. If the slots aren't made for it, if the chipset's not really made for it, then yeah, that could cause issues. I could see that. I can see that. So according to reports on Reddit and the removal first occurred in BIOS version F35 for models like B650 Gaming X AX V2. Users who previously saw Gen 5 setting for the primary PCI Express 16 slot in BIOS now found the option missing entirely. With link speeds capped at PCI Express 4.0, rolling back to BIOS F34 brings PCI Express 5.0 support back, confirming this was a BIOS functionality change. How's it going, Persona? You short formed his name. Yeah, the B650 for Gigabyte. How's the stream? I am streaming on the GTX 770, by the way. So how's the stream? How's it looking? Although my camera's having issues with color, so I don't know how well that's looking for yous. My screen doesn't look that great. They were PCI Express 5.0. That's the board you're running? It's looking good? Sweet. Yeah, it's streaming on a 13-year-old graphics card encoder. I mean, it's a modified GTX 770, but it's just an encoder. So I'm glad it's working. Yeah, it's PCI Express 5.0. So if the chipset itself, I've talked about what chipsets do and all that, right? And hopefully you've got a little bit of understanding what chipsets do. So the 600 chipset, the B series motherboards. So as you have chipsets for motherboards, like the 600 series for Intel, 800 or 700 series, and then you got the 800s for AMD's new stuff now. What you got then is what you got beforehand, like the B series, the H series, and the Z series, and the X series for AMD. Now those chipsets in that series, the motherboards can only handle so much, as in their PCI Express slots that they had, the full 16 by, okay? So how much bandwidth those cards can actually handle, or that slot can handle, could vary on whether or not they're going to be using PCI Express 5.0. So when I started hearing people saying, "Oh, my B650 or whatever has the PCI Express 5.0, has 2 of them or something like that," I go, like how much did you pay for that board? I have queries on that kind of stuff, just due to the fact those motherboard manufacturers would have had to put in really high end, like the way they did the tracing, the way the PCI Express slots that they're using, and had it all set up for like a high-end board, but you're paying like a third, not even a third the price for the board. So I'm going, okay, well, something's a little iffy. And since they took out PCI Express 5.0 by 16 for the full 16, not PCI Express 5.0 for SSDs, again, it's for bandwidth, and also it's only by 4 bytes, not by full 16. So things get cut out. For SSDs, it's completely different, all right? So SSDs, I can see the 5.0 working just fine on the cheaper end boards. But PCI Express 5.0 for full 16 slot, 16 pinned slots, then yeah, I don't know. I don't see it. So that's why I was having some issues when people were saying, "Oh, this board has this board has that." Is it working proper? Are you sure it's working proper? And that's probably why they took it out, because it wasn't probably working the greatest for everybody. And you put in a really beefy graphics card that's go to like saturate that slot, even though it's a PCI Express 5.0. You gotta saturate it. You might as well say it's not going to be very stable. And yeah, I think that's what people are having, just stability issues. So they took it out. They completely took it out, which is smart, because why would you want to make it so people have stability issues? You can just go PCI Express 4.0 and you still technically have lots of bandwidth. It's not like it's gonna kill your performance at all. Like, you might lose what, maybe 2 to 5%. Are you gonna really notice that? Not really. Hi, okay, I guess you're staying. So yeah, I see why they took out the Gen 5 PCI Express 16. I do see why they did that, because yeah, they would have had to, the traces would have been able had to handle it. The slots that they're using would have been higher end slots. But on a B650, I don't see. And they're also saying here, however, because some B650 boards share PCB layouts with the E-counterports, the feature remained accessible at least until now. Moreover, B650 boards do not have 4x PCI Express Gen 5 lanes. Do have 4x PCI Gen lanes for SSDs, but not enough actual Gen 5 for GPU. So I'm wondering if it was even working to begin with. Was it automatically, let's say it was Gen 5, what if it was automatically cutting that lane down to 8x instead of 16, full 16? What if it was cutting it down, no one noticed? Or just randomly doing it because they just couldn't handle it. Did anybody even check? Do they have Gen 5 GPUs in it? Did it even matter to most people with the B650 motherboard? Exactly. Yeah, just losing a few frames isn't worth the stability. So again, it's not like you're gonna be losing a lot. The PCI Express 4.0 is, you're basically good for these new Gen 5 GPUs with the amount of bandwidth that's going actually through it. You gotta pretty much fully saturate the Gen 4, but at least you're using the whole Gen 4. And technically, Gen 5 came out, I think, way too soon. They didn't even saturate Gen 4, and then they came out with the Gen 5 GPUs and Gen 5 lanes. We're not even close to the Gen 5, like, full bandwidth that goes through them. Like, we're not even close. Not even close. Yeah, because, yeah, we can go up to, what, 32 gigabits per second on Gen 4. Yeah, they've been talking about Gen 6 after Gen 5 came out. They're talking about Gen 6, yep. Not talk about, they've already started making them. They've already started making them, man. They've already started making them. Yeah, them coming out, yeah. Because they literally, as soon as the consumer market started getting the Gen 5, they already started working on Gen 6. Just wild. Like, do we really need much faster for consumers? For SSDs? Do we? I don't think we do for consumers. And the prices of Gen 5 are just wild. The temperatures are just wild. So if they can make Gen 6 so it's fast but like way cooler, so that way they can be ran hard all the time without overheating. Because that's what the problems are with these Gen 5, is that they overheat. You use them too much, they will overheat. Oh yeah, Gen 4 is definitely more than enough for gaming still, yeah. But how much faster do you really need? Not really. We don't need much faster. Do we need more faster than 15 gigabits per second on SSDs? No. No. 7 gigabits per second on Gen 4 is plenty. Heck, 5,000 is fine. 5 gigabits per second or 5,000 megabytes per second. Nah, there's no benefits for AI. No benefits for AI. Nope. None. Yeah, number goes up. Be more better. Yeah, Born, that's a good question, but no, man, there's no benefits for AI. If you've checked, I can go over some of the AI like systems that you can make for decent prices, and they're really recommending like a PCI Express 3.0 SSD. You don't need a nah. Yep, yeah, for production like for videos, if I'll mostly yeah. Gaming, just to gaming for boot up times, and if the games have like through the scenes, like you're playing the game and then you go through like a doorway into a new spot and then you get that loading or whatever. If you have a faster SSD, you can just be like poof, you're through the doorway. It's like instant basically with the new SSDs Gen 5. That's the only reason why you would have a better SSD though. Faster boot up times for Windows, but I mean we're already real fast. How much faster do you really need it to be? For AI, nah. AI only matters for CPU cores. Again, CPU cores, if it's not even CPU cores that you actually care about. What you care about is how many PCI Express lanes you have on a CPU. That's why data centers are liking still Intel. With AMD's new CPUs, like their 9000 Threadrippers, they're better. They're still not as high as what the Xeons can do though, but they have a lot of PCI Express lanes, a lot of cores, which is good, but you're not really going to be using the CPU that much. Yeah, exactly. So you might not want to spend that money. Yep. And that's why with these new 30 terabyte hard drives too, that's nice that they came out with them. Do most people need 30 terabyte hard drives? No, but they got these new 30 terabyte hard drives from like Seagate and all that came out with new hard drives, 30 terabytes, but they're not even the same as like Enterprise Kioxia. Kioxia up to 246 terabytes. 246 terabytes? Not even close to Kioxia. But I mean, the cost between a Kioxia 246 terabyte versus a 30 terabyte is astronomical, to be honest. Yeah, that's the only time you really need it. Yeah. Well, you can also just set it up in like a RAID format, so that way you just have a whole bunch of hard drives. You can make them fast. That's why RAID 0 is good. Because then you can just set up a bunch of Gen 5 or Gen 3. You could buy a whole bunch of cheap Gen 3s and a RAID 0. Boom. We got incredibly fast storage. It's also what's nice about the motherboards with all these SSDs, the actual slots for SSDs, because then you can set it up in the BIOS to go to RAID 0. Boom. You instantly got fast storage. Instantly. You don't need a special system or anything like that. You got it all on the motherboard. But then that's where PCI Express 5.0 by 16 for a PCI Express slot, then yeah, that would be even good too, because then you can put on SSDs into the PCI Express slot, have tons of bandwidth through that as well, right? Yeah, I was going with Davatron. Yeah, so like RAID 1, so RAID is the higher the number with the RAID from, again, this is what I know, but I'm not like the best for setting up that kind of stuff, but RAID 0, RAID 0 is, there's no backup. So you lose a file on RAID 0, you got no backup, but you can make it extremely fast, like storage, extremely fast storage, because you can link up a whole bunch of SSDs or hard drives onto it, and then boom. Now RAID 1, you got what? one drive per so many hard drives is storage. You can make extremely fast, but then you got like not as much redundancy involved. So like RAID 2 and RAID 4 are kind of like what people really like to use for redundancy. RAID 0 is just strictly to link up all the SSDs or hard drives to make incredibly fast storage. Incredibly fast. Like you can go like 100 over 100 100 gigabits per second of storage, which is wild. But yeah, different kind of raids is more or less the redundancy involved. RAID 0 doesn't have redundancy. Just makes it fast. Real fast. Like, what's it? Will Ferris and Talladega Nights or something like that? I'm going fast. Yeah, but yeah, it's true. They probably would do something like that, but again, probably again, maybe not. If they did do something like that, they would be on a certain server that would be linked up to another server that it was on like a RAID 4. So that way it guarantees redundancy with speed. So all that would be saved onto one server, and then once it's, being whatever they're doing for the research, saved, and then gets transferred over to the other server that has redundancy. And then it could go on to another server that's even has more redundancy onto that, just in case. But again, we're talking into like high-end facilities that would be using definitely Kioxia or some sort of not hard drive or SSD type form, like us consumers really get. Like each drive is like $10,000, so it's completely different what we're dealing with, which is fine. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not sure if you're here when we're talking about the million frames per second system, right? The million hertz monitor, because it's literally transferring files through pictures. My last stream, that was like what, 4 days ago. That wasn't on last stream. That was like 3 weeks, well, almost a month ago when I was talking about it. Yeah, it's just a system that they're designing for save an incredibly fast amount of data. Yeah. Yeah, they're literally taking like, it's basically like they're setting it up so that way the monitor, the incredibly fast monitor, was flashing off basically QR codes. So each LED would flash a different color or black and white basically, or a different color, a different setup and all that. And then a camera, a 1 million frame per second camera would be taking that QR codes and then like literally they're not even connected and transferring that into a system. So that way they can move a incredible amount of information very quickly. Very smart, very like crazy new technology that came out. Yeah, it's like basically a million frame per second monitor, million hertz monitor with a million frame per second camera to transfer files. We're talking a lot of data really quickly. We're talking petabytes per second of data. Like an insane amount. Give me 1 sec here, see if I can find it. Yeah, there it is. So, new display hits 1 million frames per second. Display and high-speed camera could enable 1 terabit per second. Sorry, not petabyte. 1 terabit. 1 terabit per second. 1 terabit per second communication speeds beating current network interfaces. And they're not even linked. Yo, how's it going, Zeggy? Yeah. Yeah, I'll be on for a bit. The GPU that I'm using is the GTX 770 by EVGA. It's currently on a $6 water block. Yeah, it's on a $6 water block. Well, look out! Hopefully we can get focus you. There we go. EVGA GTX 770. Clean that up. So yeah, we're using a 13-year-old graphics card, the GTX 770, using its encoder. And yeah, hopefully the stream looks all right. It is. I am streaming off, like, the audio and the video is off of this graphics card. It's not off the CPU. Yeah, this I love this. This is just the cooler. Again, it's on a $6 water block. Yeah, it's the way it's meant to be grilled. Yep, you can pick them up very cheap. And I just wanted to show people that you don't need a very expensive graphics card to do your streaming and that. Now, if I was on 4K, if I was streaming this at 4K, it probably would not work. Okay, just saying. 1080p, probably the max it can do. I can check out the actual, give me 1 sec here, I'll let you know the performance. We are... Hey! The encoder... GPU memory usage... yeah, I mean, hold on, just give me a second, I'll get the actual hardware monitor open on this one, because that's not going to help me that much. Yeah, you can get away with small stuff, yeah. But in my opinion, try not to be using, like, if you have a 4-core CPU, it's just fine. RAM, you have to have 16 gigs of RAM and up, okay? Like, I've tested it before, you have to have 16 gigs of RAM and up for RAM. For CPU, you can use a 4-core, 8-thread CPU and it works. But the RAM, if you use 8 gigs, nah, it's not going to work. You will get some pretty crazy stuttering. Where is the video? So GPU utilization's at about 40% right now while streaming. And dedicated memory, we're using almost a gig out of the 2 gigs of dedicated memory. And yeah, actually that's all right. That's actually all right. So yeah, we're doing actually all right. Actually, we're only using approximately 40%. Yeah, you won't be able to do 4K. You can probably do 1440p streaming, but you won't be able to do 4K. We're at about 40% for the encoder, unfortunately. I wouldn't recommend a 4-core 4-thread CPU. I haven't tested with like an i5 2500 or 2400. So I'm not sure. I would not recommend a 4-core 4-thread though. Yeah, 16 gig is minimum. Like it is the absolute minimum. Minimum. No, the 770 can't do it. No, not 4K. You could do probably 1440p. Yeah, 1440p, you'd probably be utilizing around 80 to 90% of the encoder. Oh, thank you, Z. How's it going, man? How's it going? I would recommend... I'm pretty sure the encoders are the same on the 900 series. So... Hi, Gabby. I know. It is using... Yeah, no, you would probably have to go 10 series. This is the same encoder that's on this 770. That's what I thought. Yeah, you would have to go to that. Again, thank you, Z. How's it going, man? Sorry I haven't been on. 4-core 8-thread isn't even enough now. My i7-67 is pretty much maxed out. No, we're not talking about games. We're not talking about games. We're talking just streaming, like what I'm doing right now. If you're going to be gaming and streaming, you're going to need a beefier computer. But if you're just streaming, you can get away with a lower end PC. And then if you're streaming and gaming, you're going to want to do 2 PCs always. Always. Unless you have a high CPU core count and a lot of RAM, you will not be able to stream. And you're going to need a newer GPU, like 30 series and up for NVIDIA, and 6000 series and up for AMD. Yep, 1660 isn't half bad. Yep. You can actually 4K stream on 1660. Yep. But just stream. You cannot be gaming. Just streaming like what I'm doing with a camera. Just with a camera. That's it. That's it, man. But yeah, for gaming and streaming at the same time, you have to have a beefy system to do it. To do it nicely. If not, you can technically do it, but you can't get the quality. It might not be as smooth at the recorded end. So yep, that's plenty enough for actually music can get pretty brutal on the encoders too. But yeah, no, it should be plenty enough for music. But music can actually be pretty brutal on encoders. And then also decoder. How's it going, Squeeze? Yep. Again, it depends on what you're doing though, right? If you're talking like high-end studios, it's not gonna work. Because okay, it's not just a GPU, it's a CPU as well. You need a decent CPU. Yeah, but we're talking different though. Like for did he have a $8,000 mic? Was he using an $8,000 mic? And then that mic had to go into certain DACs, and then that DAC had its built-in encoder if it didn't have it. Encoder and decoder. If it did not have that, then the GPU would have to take over that. Like, there's a lot that goes involved with it. Oh, it just smells like smoke in here. Man, it's brutal, guys. It's brutal. The fires around here have been not good. 12600K. It's not really CPU. It's not using really CPU though. It's on GPU. I only have a 12600K in my system right now. I don't have the 13900K in my system right now. Yeah, you could be using a lot of RAM for that. Yep. Yeah, I hear you on that, Z. I definitely hear you on that. Again, you don't need a beefy CPU for it. It's the encoders and decoders, and then the power of the GPU can also vary the actual... The 1080 Ti is. Not... Those claws! I'm down. CU base? The bait? What? The base? That's right. The 1080 Ti is the best card of all time. The 1080 is close. It's close. But the 1080 Ti is the best card of all time. Yeah, yeah, Gabby's going nuts. I don't know why she wants food. She was fed at dinner time, and she's like screaming at me for more. It's like I fed her a lot. Maybe that was the issue. What vids? Oh yeah. Beefy CPUs definitely help because you gotta remember a lot of people don't understand is you leave a lot of frames on the table if you don't have a CPU and also RAM. I've shown this in benchmarks for different games. Like RAM can give you an extra 60 frames per second if you know how to tune it. 60 frames per second on some games like Fortnite, CS2, Valorant, all those games there. You can literally just by tuning your RAM get 60 more frames. 60 more frames, all right? It's wild. And then if you get a beefy CPU, I've tested it with 13900K versus a 12600K. There's like a 150 to 200 frame per second difference again on those kind of games, Fortnite, Valorant, and CS2. Those can give you also a big jump in frames as well. So you're losing on the exact same GPU. So you're losing frames or not having the amount of frames you can technically get due to the fact these games are CPU and GPU games. It's not like every game's going to be just GPU. Unless you're going to do 4K. A little bit different at 4K. Now I just need those Ryzen X30 models and you're full set. I mean, I can't wait until Intel comes out with theirs, with their BLC. What videos did you send there, Squeeze? Yeah, those Ryzen, Again, I have no quarries against AMD, Intel, NVIDIA. I don't care about any of the brands. I just love to benchmark everything. Again, I'm a top benchmarker in Canada. That's what I like to do. It's what I do. So I only care about benchmarking everything. A lot of first play with GT 1070 Ti running 14. Yeah. Yep. It's not even the faster CPU, the faster the card is, because you got to realize. It's not just the power of the CPU. So it could be a new CPU versus an old CPU. If the frequencies are high on the CPU as well, core frequency actually comes into play in giving you more frames in games. Just the frequency of the CPU that'll actually help you the performance of your GPU as well. Not just the new power of the CPU. The actual core frequency itself will just help you. But yeah, just it's awesome. CPU's main focus on it because if you get pro GPU, you bottom. Yeah, exactly. You can be bottlenecked. Yeah, and that's what I've been trying to tell people. Thank you very much, there, Z. Again, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much, man. But yeah, CPU. I always try to tell people, try to spend your money on the CPU. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money on the motherboard. Having a better motherboard's gonna be beneficial in the future, so you can future-proof stuff. More PCI Express 5.0 lanes, more SSD slots. Just way better overall, better chipsets generally as well, and more RAM, more CPU, a decent motherboard. You can future-proof yourself for the future and just upgrade your GPU along the way, and you'll be happy. Got a new build coming up. Gonna be a blue build. It's gonna be a blue build. Like Team Blue, or is it gonna be blue? Blue? Team Blue or blue? What case are you gonna use? To see the videos, I'm trying to figure out what videos you're talking about. You talk about the guys dancing? Like it's yes, I saw them. Yeah, don't forget to drop a like. Charger hitting 6 gigahertz and hard to keep up with that when I'm only running 5 point. Yeah. And you got to remember, your P cores are the same P cores he has. That's the thing, right? You got to remember. Those P cores are all the same. They're all the same. Anyone that tries to differ from that don't know what they're talking about. The P cores and E cores are the same on those CPUs. If you can get your 14700 or 14600 up to 6 gigahertz, you can reach his scores. That's why I run my tests at 5.8 or 6.2 gigahertz. Because core frequency can help GPU performance itself. Like actually give you Graphical, just GPU score a higher score on GPUs. Doesn't matter if you're using an older GPU or a newer GPU. You can get more graphical performance, graphics card performance, just by having a faster CPU. Yep, all the first place are with 1400Ks. You want to know why? Because you can overclock it better than any AMD CPU. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Try now if we go to like CPU bound tests, like a Y cruncher, Intel has can't Intel is not even close. Unfortunately, the 9950X and 9950X 3Ds are insane for Y cruncher. If you haven't seen the actual test, go look up the 9950X and 9950X 3D for Y cruncher. It's insane. It's mind-boggling. I was mind-boggled by the performance. 4P core at 6.2 is crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Because again, that helps your performance for the GPU, and that's what a lot of people don't realize is that it's the core frequency. It doesn't matter if you're using an older CPU too. If the core frequency can just help. I don't know. It's up to you there, Squeeze, if you want to get a new one. Some Canadian Air will let me pass 600 with E. You might be able to. I don't know, because the 14600 KF is be hard to get up there. Gonna do a Threadripper build for the Intel guys. No, not BC. Not BC. I wish I was in BC, because then I'd have some Canadian overclockers to bench with. There's a bunch of Canadian overclockers that are top benchers in BC, which would be awesome to bench with them. Four what? Your catch ratio is actually really good. Don't go any higher than that. You can damage the CPU. Don't go higher than 4.8. You can damage the CPU. You won't even notice. It'll just stop working one day. Totally not because it was using more power than a 4070. What? Not your 10. No, it's impossible. Oh, the 1.5 volts, nothing for LN2. Try 1.7 and 1.8 volts. They easily will do 1.8 volts with LN2. 1.5 volts, nothing. I push 1.6 volts on my chilled loops. You need it though. You can't get away from at certain. It depends on CPUs too. At certain clocks, certain CPUs, you need to raise the voltage up way farther. It's nothing you can do. It's dependent on the CPU. Yeah, no, they're pushing like 1.8. Some of them are pushing 1.9 volts. Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, you're not able to cool it. It's all right. I mean, if you lapped your CPU, can help a lot too. And if you delid your CPU, can do a direct die. You can cool it more. Just cooling down the CPU more means you can use less voltage. But then it's only applied at certain. You can't get away from that limit. It's generally around that 6 gigahertz spot too. Like for me at 6.2 gigahertz, I have to use like 1.6 volts. It's like 1.565 to 1.6 volts at 6.2 gigahertz. And there's nothing I can't get away from it. Doesn't matter how cool I can get it. I have to use it. But then from there, you don't have to raise a crazy amount. LN2, yeah. If anyone's saying they're only using 1.4 volt on LN2 and their CPU frequencies past 6.5 or 7 gigahertz, they're lying to you. They're just lying to you. Don't believe them. Ryzen does everything better, less volt. Where are you getting less voltage? Where are you getting less voltage? I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about less voltage? Yeah, I only have the two lights on right now. I only have 2 streaming lights on, not the main light. It's been too hot. It's still like 30 degrees in my room. I have not been opening up the windows. The fires, the amount of smoke that there is, I haven't been circulating air because it just brings in a ton of smoke. And I don't want that. I don't want my kitty to be breathing in nothing but smoke. Yeah, it's not good. It's really not good here. Yeah, the fire's been bad. 253 watts? That's not bad. I mean, that sounds like it's the max amount of wattage you can do. You're at a power limit. Not voltage limit, probably. You're probably at just a power limit. Four gigahertz on a single core? You should easily be able to do 4 gigahertz. Pretty sure. Should. Yeah, the Thermalright might be cheaper, but they make good stuff. You can't say that they don't make good stuff. They perform really good. 3.3 gigahertz stock is nothing. My old Xeons, I can double the frequency. My 3770K, what's its stock? 3.7? 3.7? I can get it up to 5.2 on water. Oh, locked chip. That'd be dependent on your motherboard too, on what you can really do with it. I don't know how they know about Dave. I saw that. Yeah, so like an i5 2500, I got 4.1 gigahertz out of it. So you should be able to, if I can get my 2400 up there. But you'd be limited on motherboard. You gotta remember that the ratio is also on your motherboard and not your CPU. So if you put it down to a single core, you should be able to get it up past 4 gigahertz. Have you tried it on a single core? See what the ratio was? Because then you can change the ratio. Because then it's not going to be on an all-core bump up. What's the 2500? What's 2400? Yeah, 3.1. It's base clock and turbos up to 3.4. I can get it up to 4.1. All core. So I haven't even tried it on single core. See what I can get. You won't be able to. It won't be able to. Well, I mean, you probably could, but I wouldn't be able to use mouse or keyboard. Only push all core, multiplied by 2 after that. It's all base clock. 7 with 08 base. I mean, if you don't care about the CPU, just push in the voltage. Just push in the voltage, see if you can. But what motherboard? Because 108 base clock is actually pretty far up there. What motherboard? Because generally 108, you're basically you're maxed. Yeah, of course it's gonna be cool. It doesn't matter how cool it is. You put voltage into it, it's gonna die anyways. So, what motherboard though? As you probably won't. You probably at a limit. You're probably at the limit for the motherboard. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're basically at. You might be able to do 109. 108 is it's pretty good for those boards. Generally, most people can only do 106. Most people can only do 106. What? I have no clue. Oh, profile picture. Sure. Yeah, I should try with AO in front with all exhaust fan. It really working? Yeah. How's it going, vaping? Yeah, man. I told you. I told you how setting up your system that way it can be really good, eh? What do you know? Is that so? No, definitely is not that person. He doesn't do overclocking. He does PC builds. It's generally what he does is PC builds. And that's probably just due to the fact that like removing the panel too is just go. You've been fed. Why? I gave you lots. I don't want that. But yeah, that 1 or 2 degrees Celsius drop in temperatures is probably the way the air's circulating, hitting the panel back to the GPU too. So the GPU is like recirculating that air a little bit. Nothing. I mean, if you just had a little bit bigger of a case, it would help. That's why I like bigger cases, because then volume of air is different. GPU is farther away from the panel itself, and then boom, temperatures are better. It's also why like data centers and that have huge rooms with their system. Marijuana facilities. Again, I used to build marijuana facilities. They had huge rooms per grow op, and the huge room is so that way they can like change the temperature or have the temperature easier climate controlled. Basically, it's just bigger rooms is easier to do climate control. I don't know why. I gave her so much food at dinner time, and she's screaming at me. It's not even midnight. Yeah, just put a big fan on it. Yeah, to blow away the air, though. That's what you want to do still. Max temp went to 73 running some bench. I know, that's you're stress test the system and the temps are actually still like legitimately good. Hot and like it's not like it's cool by any means, but you're stress testing the system hard. Yeah, some GPU cooling designs aren't the greatest. Right now, my GTX 770 that's doing the streaming, it's on a $6 GPU water block. At $6. Wow, really vaping? I just noticed that because it wasn't put in the chat. Who else loves toe sucking evil twink vampires? What? Just saw, yeah, because it wasn't put into the chat. Blows up towards the CPU cooler intake fan. Yeah. Some are terrible, but you also gotta remember like the 30 series and I guess some of the 40 series, more like the 30 series though, because the way they did the backplate in that too, the air that comes from those and the backplate, how hot they got, especially if you like did change out the thermal pads or did do a copper mod, the backplate got so freaking hot, it's wild. It's And then like if you have your SSD like right up above the GPU, it would bottleneck the SSD. If you had an actual like heat sink on the SSD, it would slow down the SSD, or the SSD would be running at like 65 degrees Celsius doing nothing. And then as soon as you put a load onto it, it literally thermal throttled itself. Just wild. Oh, just making a coffee. But it hurt to touch to some people's nothing compared to other people, and plus we can only touch certain temperatures. It's not like it's that hot. It's not as hot as what you might think. And plus your GPU is not like the 30 series and the 40 series using GDDR6 and GDDR6X memory, where they ran at like 95 to 105 degrees Celsius. So it's a little different. Like your hot compared to my hot GPU is probably half the temperature. I can get a thermal pro. Oh, I can do a testing tomorrow if I'm on again, due to the fact that the fires and that have been going on and how much smoke. I haven't been streaming and had life stuff to do too, but haven't been streaming just due to the fact there's so much smoke, and it's all I can smell right now is smoke. Pro can't shred. Oh man, brutal. Yeah, like the GDDR6 and GDDR6, like the backplate itself, the backplates, like literally you're talking like 70 degrees Celsius. It's like that's generally what they're at. Just wild. The temperatures are wild on them. Because mine's copper modded, the transfer is just crazy. The transfer to the cooler is nice. No, you need a thermal probe. I want to see it. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. I've owned those GPUs that you have. They do not get that hot. No, all paths were supposed to be the same. That's why I say you got to be careful. You really gotta. It took me 4 hours to do my copper shim mod. 4 hours to do it properly the first time. And then after that, I figured out what shims needed to be what size and made sure they're all proper sizes, and I did a whole bunch of GPUs. It takes a long time, man. You gotta take your time doing things sometimes. Especially if you want to get the best performance too. So you're getting the proper contact on the core, proper contact on the actual shims to the memory chips. And then, to the cooler. What? You weren't getting more points. What are you talking about? What do you mean? The RX 580 pads? Just do copper shim. Oh, and there are pads I do recommend. No one really likes to buy them because they're so expensive. But let's say you take apart your GPU to clean and all that, they don't fall apart. Like the Thermo Grizzly thermal pads are good because they don't fall apart. They don't fall apart. You can push it pretty far. The only thing is you'll hit a power limit. The first thing that's going to happen on all cards nowadays is you're hitting the power limit. So you push it probably pretty far. You probably do plus, 250, 300 on the core, 1500 on the memory. 1500 on the memory is actually probably pretty easy for the card. Yeah, the minus pads. They're expensive, yes, but they work. Okay, and then actually, Thermal Grizzly came out with putty. All right, so if you would like to try out the putty, the price actually isn't half bad for 30 grams. It's like what, $30 for 30 grams for the putty. Check it out. Thermal Grizzly. Go wherever you want. Generally on Amazon if you want to check it on Amazon. But Amazon, check out Thermal Grizzly putty, and you can use that. Degrading your GPU every time you turn on your PC, you degrade your CPU, your RAM, and your GPU. So it's not the overclocks that degrade everything. It's the voltage and the temperature, and then combine them degrades it. Every time you turn on your PC, every time you're using it, you're degrading your PC. Just overclocking it if you have decent temperatures is not a problem. It's mostly heat, yeah. Heat is a number one killer. Voltage, if you're going to crazy voltages. If you're here for the live stream, I did a live stream overclocking. My fingers are, I had some chips. My fingers are a little orangey, but overclocking and doing, so temperature, not on though. 330 degrees Celsius on this chip here. It's why the copper, as you can see, the copper is a little off. It's like yellowy. It's copper though. Yeah, so we did 330 degrees Celsius while the chip was off. Put it in, still worked. And then I had to use 2.1 volts to kill the CPU. 2.1 volts. I have CPUs that I overclock, doubled the frequency. My old CPUs doubled the frequency. It's still working just like the was when I got it. I have my 13900K that I overclocked the snot of, did 6.3 gigahertz onto it. Have used 1.6 volts, still works just fine the way I used it. Like as soon as I got it, still hits everything the same way. 12600K, I've overclocked it to 5.5 gigahertz, all core, and 4.4 gigahertz on the E-core as well. It still works just fine. RAM kits work just fine. Everything works just fine. It's just, if you don't know how hot your stuff is getting, if you're not paying attention to voltage and your actual temperature, yeah, you're going to degrade your stuff. Yeah, on water, 6.3. And that's at 4.8 gigahertz on the E-cores. 4.8 gigahertz on the E-cores. That's like 600 watts. that's like 600 watts right there. Welcome back there, Born. It would be the same as shims and paste, so it's a break even. If you want to take your time, the copper shims, you can't beat the copper shims, buddy. You can't beat the copper shims. They'll never break on you. You just need a little bit of thermal paste between the copper shim, the memory chip, and the cooler. So I mean, it's not like thermal paste costs all that much. It's not even like you need the best thermal paste either, but just thermal paste and copper shim. But if you take your time, yeah, actually the best. It works the best on GDDR6 because GDDR6 it's so hot. It's GDDR6 and GDDR6X chips. They run like from factory. All the manufacturers, they ran at 105 degrees Celsius. 105. I mean, it has a running temperature of 110, but they ran at about 100 to 105 degrees Celsius from manufacturers. Bro made a 3070 Ti Super Ultra. Yeah, that's like my 3070 Ti. Yeah. Yep. Not as hot. Not as hot. It does have a running temp of 110 degrees Celsius, but because the way they redid stuff from manufacturers, that most manufacturers now are using that putty. It's like, it's not a paste, it's like a putty, thermal putty. Even though it's cheap thermal putty, it can get around everything and cools actually pretty good. And GDDR7 does not run as hot. Yeah, it does not run as hot. GDDR6 and GDDR6X, though, yeah. Whoo-wee, do they ever run hot? Like, oh boy. Give me one sec, I'll grab the 37. Yeah, so what Davatron was talking. Yeah, so this is it. This has been copper shimmed, modded. You can see the copper shims a little bit. And it's got EVGA fans. Two EVGA fans. Didn't need to be soldered. The only way to get them working. The way Zotac does their fans and EVGA does their fans, they do not have the same pin out, and also EVGA fans only have 3 pins, and the Zotac have 4, so it's a little bit different. So I did have to figure out a way to solder them and get them working, but yeah, they work just fine. And they're from 1080 Ti. They're from 1080 Ti. The fans. So the fans, 1080 Ti fans. Yeah, the coolers are better. They're redesigning the coolers a lot better too. A lot of them are doing vapor chambers. The vapor chambers are really good too. I mean, vapor chambers is nothing new, but the way they're redoing it and how they've done it, it's really good. Yeah. You get one. I mean, the 30 series is way better than the 20 series. It's just new technology that came out that year ran really hot. Everything ran really hot for the 30 series, unfortunately. Like every new component ran hot. So that's why we got these really beefy coolers on the 30 series, even though, I mean, the power draw is not even close to what we're at now, but I mean, the power draw, the efficiencies are way better nowadays. The 16 cooler barely exists, and I'm pretty sure that's why it's so power limited. Yeah. But then the power limited is also due to the fact it's the chips, like how cut down are the chips, how much can you technically overclock it, how the stability, the yield, like a lot of things come from NVIDIA that way. So that's why the coolers are. No, it doesn't need a huge cooler on this thing because of this. He's gonna buy the Zotac 14 Super 1 GB. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Uh, I I bought a whole bunch of these. This is like you're literally looking at the world's fastest 3070 Ti. This is the world's fastest 3070 Ti. It has a lot of records on it. It's because it's a binned 3070 Ti. I binned a whole bunch of 3070 Ti's and sold the other ones to miners because it's, yeah, made money off of it. And I kept the best one for myself. Yeah, this is not even the best Zotac. This is not even the extreme, but it outbeats the extremes. You are so smart. SMRT. Homer Simpson. Yeah, it's not even the best one. It's just the silicon is amazing onto it. The memory chips I could do plus 2,000 easily on it. I do generally for my benchmarking plus 4,000 and up on the memory. So I'm like plus 4,600 on some tests, more or less plus 4,600 on some tests for the memory. And that puts me at around 14,000, just over 14,000 megahertz, which is pretty fast. It's like GDDR7. You gotta be good. Yeah, I do like the Zotac. I've been trying to get a sponsor with Zotac, to be honest, but yeah, not easy to do. Not easy to do, getting sponsors being a small channel. I've been trying for the past year to get a sponsor from Zotac. Zotac's one I would love to get a sponsor from. But that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yep. It's not like it really matters. EVGA is doesn't make GPUs anymore, so it's just they had those Zotac or the the Zotac fans that almost chopped my finger off twice. Those are the really good fans, but the EVGA fans I bought them because of the 1080 Ti that I have. So I bought a couple of kits, and that I checked the actual layout, the screw pattern for screwing them down. perfect. I mean, exactly fit perfectly. The height difference, perfect. The fan blade distance for the holes, centering the holes, perfect. They just perfect. You cannot get a better fit. EVGA fans onto it. It works really good. So generally how I ran that too was with yeah, Asus EVGA, yeah. How I generally ran that, I generally would take off the fans and put server fans onto it. Server fans would run constant, and then without any fans onto it, I put server fans onto it. 5,000 and 6,000 RPM fans. That's how I generally would run it. But with that, it's not bad. I would love to. I mean, I would love to make a custom backplate for it out of aluminum, and then redo the backplate for it, because that way I can do a cut through for the air to go right up through it. It would help cool it down a bit better. Other than that, it's pretty good. Pretty good cooler. I should wash my hands. It's actually not that bad. Like, I don't know why the camera's showing it that bad. I was eating some chips. Eating some chips. Something like that. Something like that. The fan, yeah, something like that. No, these chips. Doritos. That's some Doritos. It's funny how fast a bag of chips goes, though. It's like, dang. Yeah, the Astrals are really good cards. Yeah. They are. For overclocking, if you're trying to be like a really good overclocker, yeah, the Astrals are really good cards. If you can get your hands on a Galax Hall of Fame, good luck though. Yeah, Galax Hall of Fame are probably the best. They are, man. They just got a whole bag of chips like 10 minutes later. Where'd they all go? Tough are pretty good cards. They got good components onto them. It's just the silicon's not the same. For the ROG Astrals, it's just different silicon, as in they're like hand binned. Yeah, that's the thing. Toughs are a common card. The Astrals are top of the line. Galax Hall of Fame are top of the line hand binned chips. So only the best ones are gonna be put into that PCB. So out of like 10,000 chips, they might only use 1,000 of them, not even 1,000 of them. So they'll order, let's say, 1,000 chips, but they might only use 10 of them. Does that make sense? That happens, man. Glad you're back. Yeah, that's why there's certain RAM kits I like to use too, because they're hand bin memory chips. As in, they grab them, put them into a machine one chip at a time or certain chips at a time to make sure they hit certain frequencies at certain timings at certain voltages. If they can't, well, you go into the cheaper lineup. If not, I mean, everything's hand bin stuff is what you want. Nope. It's not just a bigger cooler. Better silicon. You can even look at like the top records right now for 5090s. Oh yeah, big difference in GPU chips. Corsair, G-Skill. It's generally Corsair and G-Skill that really do all that for hand binned. Like your Dominators and your Titaniums are from Corsair. So Corsair Dominators and Titaniums are hand binned. G-Skill with their top of the lineup are hand binned as well. So I've been trying to get a Corsair sponsorship too, because I love how they did that. My Titaniums are insanely good chips, extremely good overclocks. Another PC? Yeah, and that's hence the price difference, because you're getting hand bin chips. Even though the frequency is only going to be at, let's say, 7200, If you have a certain motherboard and that, you can get some better timings than most people, better voltages than most people, and higher frequencies than most people. Match CPUs to bin it from. What would be the quantity you think you need to find one with a stronger silicon? 1 of 10,000. If you go Persona, if you look over into like LJ775 CPUs, for the top scores, it's all the top scores are 1 of 10,000 CPUs. So the top 10, each of those person probably went through, or if not each person, because that person might have bought a CPU from someone that went through about 10,000 or more CPUs to find that one silicon, to find that one CPU that has that best silicon. 10,000. It's usually 1 in 10,000. And that's, yeah, it's like generally 1 in 10,000 for best silicons. Bazota and Pinky at PNY a few years back was kind of, really? Nah, you probably had a bad one. I would say they're done. I would say just have a bad one. PNY and Zotac make good cards. You can't say anything wrong with them. Again, I have used basically every brand there is, so I can't say anything wrong with them. I've literally used every single brand GPUs. So yeah, Zotac is good. Zotac makes good stuff. Gonna put together a cyber deck with a Raspberry Pi CM5? What? Is that the new Raspberry Pi? You know, it's a huge company that makes products for server centers? Yep. Yeah, it's 1 in 10,000. Minimum 1 in 10,000. To get a good, so like these newer CPUs for like Intel and AMD, it's 1 in 10,000 as well for getting a CPU that can do LN2. For LN2 good. For getting a CPU that can actually go down low temperatures, like below negative 90, at least negative 90, it's one in 100 just to go below negative 100, basically. So it's like 1 in 100 to go below negative 90, and then you need to bin it for CPU core frequency, for P core and E core, or for AMD just the core frequency. You have to bin it for memory, and you have to bin it for cold, and then yeah, like it's an insane amount of binning that to get a top CPU, but it's generally 1 in 10,000 for CPU, probably around that for a good GPU. Yeah, every company has a crappy product every now and then. Yep. Yeah. What's my fave besides EVGA? EVGA. EVGA. If I have not owned a Galax yet, I would love to own a Galax Hall of Fame graphics card. It's just, they're so hard to get here in Canada. They're really, really hard to get here in Canada. I would love to get a Galax Hall of Fame graphics card. Just one day I would love to. The CM version is a cut down board meant for embedding on a carrier board. Oh. A Galax 4070? Oh. Nice. Is with the nice white PCB, or is that no? Can look up U console. Is that what it's called? U console? I can take a look at it, yeah. Definitely take a look at it. I should go wash my hands though. Get rid of those chips. Yeah. It's hard to find Galax cards here in Canada, unfortunately. They're around, but they're rare, and they just cost way too much here in Canada. In the States, it's a little bit more common though. It's more common in the States. Yeah, it's really it's like good luck finding them, basically. I would even buy one if it was even working, because I would just love to have a Galaxy Hall of Fame card. I would. I don't even care if it has a cooler. I don't care about the cooler. I just care about the card, the PCB. I would love it. I'd love to have one, showcase it off. I'm a kind of collector that way too, so one day. One day. Really? But couldn't you just use other means for that instead of a Pi, a Raspberry Pi? Seems like the Raspberry Pi design that would be cost way more than other ways to do that kind of stuff. I could be wrong on that though, but yeah, but the Flipper Zero is already made and done. So what's the point of I mean building a Raspberry Pi? Right? I mean, why waste your time if the price is going to be the same afterwards? And the Flipper Zero probably has way more use cases. Oh, okay, true. I guess you got a point there, SD. Yeah, guess you got a point there. That makes sense. Put your Pi in a MacBook. No. The Pi is worth more than the MacBook. MacBook e-waste. Did you see Jay's vid today calling for a 49 gigabyte basic when it has the 90-degree? No. What he was saying there is that the model 4090 he has for the gigabyte one is literally the basic model. It's the basic model. And as you can tell, it's a basic model. As you start taking it apart, there's no thermal pads where there should be thermal pads. Should be, again, my opinion though, where there should be thermal pads for the backplate and that. Like, it is literally the basic model for 4090 gigabyte. Now, if you go up one step, then yeah, it's going to have all the thermal pads. It's going to be designed differently, different cooler. But yeah, I saw that video, yeah. I mean, I already knew the test was not going to be good, and it made sense. Pineapple? Pineapple? It does, yeah, the card does look good. And it actually has not have bad temperatures, too. Since he was using a time spy and did set it into like the just doing one test, and again that's not time spy, Steel Nomad. That's why again I recommend Steel Nomad for benchmarking now, because you can go into the like you can move around, look around, or pause it at certain spots. That's gonna stress the CPU a little bit and then the GPU at max, because you can literally just render one frame over and over. That's it. And it's the best way to do testing, because then you're not going to have spikes, up and downs, and all this kind of stuff. That's why I like it. That's why I do recommend Steel Nomad. That's why I made a video about it. An apple does sound like an upgrade from a potato. The finals? No. It sounds like a stupid... I don't know what it is. Is it a game? I mean, it's for Galaxy cards. I've never used it because I don't have a Galaxy Hall of Fame or Galaxy GPU, so I've never used it. But I can't let you know there, Aaron. I don't know. I've never owned a Galaxy GPU, so I've never used the software for it. It would probably be pretty good though. It'd be kind of like EVGA's Precision. If you've ever used EVGA's Precision, it's probably like that. Not that I know of. Again, it'll be probably like EVGA. Technically, you probably could use it with other cards, but specifically used with EVGA cards, because certain cards will have different kind of thermal pins and different kind of monitoring and then that's designed for in the software to use their hardware, their everything. Anyone here play Tarkov? Oh, gotcha there, Squeeze. No, I've never played Tarkov. The finals is mid. Yeah, Battlefield 6 does look like it's gonna be pretty good. Apparently the 9800 X3D is gonna be a really good CPU for it too. Wonder if they kind of designed it around the 3Ds. I don't trust it. Nah, gotcha. Nah, Squeeze says there is no cheaters though. Play 15 hours straight of Fortnite. Let's go. No thanks. I only use Fortnite for benchmarking if I ever get it. Just for benchmarking. That's it. That's it. I'll never play it. Gonna mod some elf titties. I mean, most games do have cheaters, so can't get away from it. Ooh, they're already getting ready for the supers. Nice. Hey, they're getting ready for the supers, alright. That's nice. Yeah, yeah, I agree with you, Dab. Hit the what? Yeah, nothing new, nothing you can change. Exactly. Yep. You can't change the games having cheaters. Gritty? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? What you talking about there, vape? The stank rat? I'm sorry, what? Please explain yourself. Oh yeah, I was talking about the million frames per second display. Oh, competition's still going. Going pretty good. I don't know if we're in first place still. I think we might be in second right now. Give me 1 second. I'm looking. Give me 1 second. Oh, we are in second. Dang. We have to gain 32 points to be back in first. Overclock.net is in first place right now. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to beat them. They have like 2,000 members, almost 2,000 members, versus our 130. So it's gonna be hard to beat them. But yeah, Overclock.net. Extreme OCPL is now in fourth, and Warp 9's in fifth. But we're in second place right now. That's fine. We still have lots of time. We still have 42 days. Don't trust anyone that played Tarkov. Where's Vep? I'm not sure where Vep is. Put some dry ice on that dang. I might be doing some dry ice at the end of this month. Might be doing some dry ice. It's hard to get the funds for it, man. It's not cheap. I ain't gay, but I ain't not gay. What, vape? Yeah, I mean, I would like to do some dry ice, but if not, I'll probably see if I can just get regular ice and do a bunch of benchmarking on just ice, but I would like to get some dry ice. He plays Tarkov, yeah. There's nothing you can do about cheaters. I mean, they have a system that they came up with. I think it was 5 or 6 years ago now. I think it's about 5 years ago, back in 2020. They came out with an anti-cheat that works. That works, but no one's implemented it into a game. I think it got implemented into 2 games total, and that's it. It's just, yeah. Remember, companies make money from the cheaters too, so they're only gonna kick out so many cheaters at a time, not all the cheaters at a time. And those cheaters will just make another account. Oh wow, that's hard to do. It's the most goated game? I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. Will you go lay down? It's just past midnight. It's not even close. Hard by me? Dry ice is generally pretty hard, yes. Dry ice is generally pretty hard. Yes. Dry ice is not too far from me. I can get dry ice pretty close. You can get dry ice at a welding supply co. Nah, you can get a welding supply co. It's not like it's hard to get dry ice or liquid nitrogen. It's not. It's just you gotta have the money for it, and it's not like I can just go in and buy 20 pounds of it. 20 pounds is not gonna last that long. I'd have to buy something like 100 pounds of dry ice. Minimum 50 pounds. Like minimum 50 pounds. No, so, there is one company that's not that close to me that does do delivery, though. They do delivery. Proper storage for dry ice is just a foam box, basically. It's not like you can't get away from having like the best storage or something like that. You can't put it in your freezer. When you put it in your freezer, you can destroy your freezer as well. So that's what a lot of people don't realize. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can use dry ice. You can do dry ice blasting and stuff like that. So yeah. That dry ice is what, negative 76-ish around there. So it gets pretty cold. Gets pretty cold. Yeah, you could just store it in a foam box, basically. It's just a foam container. It's generally how they do it, and then I would have to buy one too. So for you, $1 pound delivered, that's insane. For me, it's like $3 for delivered per pound. Yeah. Yeah, the Galaxy HOF Hall of Fame. It's a nice card. Yeah, so it costs a lot more here. I would just go pick it up and just carry it back to my place. And 50 pounds on my shoulder, not that bad. Yeah, kitty. Will you stop? You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Well, come on. Come on. Just take the shopping cart from the grocery store. Good luck doing that here. You say hi? You say hi? You say hi? No? Why not? She's just burning away, but... Nah. No, you got to wait until breakfast. I gave you so much food at dinner time. So much. I don't know why you're like... You still got like 5 hours to wait. They came out with the 5090 and 5090D. Let's go. You got some good games going, hopefully. Nice. More FPS. Yeah. Oh, that sucks, man. Sorry to hear that. I've had her for quite a while now. What, 8 years? 8 years now? Yeah. Yeah, sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, what? She's not chunky. She's not chunky. She's just a big kitty. She's just a big kitty. She's not chunky. Yeah, she's a big kitty. Yeah, I'm not sure why she wants food right now, though. She's not chunky. She's a big kitty, though. God. Everyone says she's chunky. She's not. She's not a chunky kitty. She's just a big kitty. She's definitely not streamlined, no. She's just got a... Yeah, she's big boned, but also... She's got like a pregnant kitty's belly. Because she probably was pregnant at one point when she was younger, so she has that pouch. That's about it. She's not fat. By any means, she's not fat because I make sure she doesn't get fat. So I just want to make sure she doesn't get arthritis at a young age. Want her to be as healthy as possible for as long as possible. Yeah. Yeah, she just got that pouch. Yeah. What? What? Yeah, no, I make sure she doesn't get fat. She gets protein. She gets the protein, the extra protein kitty food. And she just gets nice and strong. She doesn't get too fat. Oh, we need to start going for walks again. Yeah. I need to get you a harness again so we can go for walks. She probably misses going for walks. She used to love going for walks. No, I put her down. She would just stay up there. She's just she's in feed me mood, but yet she got fed already, so I can't feed her because we're not doing that. No. Yeah. Stop. No. Don't care how cute you look. I don't care how cute you look. You're not getting fed. Not until breakfast. You still got like 5 hours, cat. 5 hours. 5 freaking hours, kitty. No, it's not. At nighttime it is. That's why I put the fan in the window at nighttime, but throughout the day, no, because it's getting hot, and then plus all the smoke, no. But yeah, it's at nighttime. It's not like it's getting that cool, but it gets cooler. It's still like 27 degrees in my room right now. 26. Just started cooling down a bit. But yeah, nah, it's not. It's not supposed to get cool this week. 32, 34, right around there. It's not like it's the hottest part of the year here. I think we passed the hottest part. August generally gets a bit cooler. Usually. Not sure with all the fires going on if it's actually gonna happen. If that's actually gonna happen. Wait, what? What? What is 72%? What does that even mean? Yeah, with the fires outside, yeah. Yeah, the humidity does not help. Yeah, what is this? What is this? 72%. What are you talking about? I don't know what's going on. Somebody fill me in. It's a calculated love app. You love me that much? 72%? Dang, man. Dang. That's a lot of love. I'm feeling loved. 52%. What is that? Whose profile picture is that? That's brutal. I've never scored higher than 28%. You don't love nobody. $90? Holy. You guys love each other. No, go lay down. Stop. I don't care. I don't care. It's gonna be 1 minute here. If anyone has any questions, please let me know. And don't forget to like the live stream. It does help out a lot. Oh, my bad. No, I haven't. Nah, not the B650 Mobo. I have a Z690 Ors Master from Gigabyte. A spare webcam? No. No, if I was gonna do like the overhead view when I'm doing my soldering and that with the camera, I'd just use my phone. I could do a cat cam, I guess. Strap on the kitty. For the box. She has been using the box. She has been using the box. I don't know why. It's probably because she broke it. She went psycho one day and she broke the box. The other drink? What do you mean? The coffee? I mean, what was in the cup? Coffee. Coffee. Yeah. Coffee. Yeah, buy Pepsi. No, definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah, I like Pepsi. I do like my Pepsi. And you can buy the two liters, two for $5, which isn't too bad. A lot cheaper than buying by bottle. With like two small 591 ml bottles are like $5, two of them. So why would I not buy the 2 liters, right? Nah, I don't care for the cherry Coke. I like just Pepsi. It's either Pepsi or coffee, or both. Same. I prefer my coffee. Oh, excuse me. I like to barely breathe when you drink it. Coke has way more sugar. Way more sugar. You like your I don't care for iced coffee. I don't care for iced coffee. I mean, once in a while is not bad. It's just even on hot days, I prefer a hot coffee. I don't know why. I just do. Yeah, well, it doesn't cool you. It makes you feel like you're cooler, though. That's the way our brains think. Just the way our brains think. Yeah, same. I don't drink a whole lot of pops. How's it going, man? Yeah, live again. Yeah, just haven't been doing. I've got my own stuff, life stuff going on, and then with the fires, with how much smoke there's been, it just gets too hot in my room, and then because I don't have the windows open, circulating air, it gets too hot really to do anything, and that with life stuff, yeah. So that's why I really haven't been streaming. Just the smoke, life stuff. I don't like Diet Pepsi. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, it's brutal with all the smoke. Yeah, it's going everywhere. It's going everywhere. It's really all you smell right now is smoke. I'll bet that helps quite a bit, though. Bet that cuts, I bet that helps a lot. Yeah, definitely better than nothing. I got nothing for cooling, except for nighttime. I can get the room as cool as I can. Still gets really hot throughout the day, though. It does. Bum. It's really easy, he says. I don't play a whole lot of games. Just anything CS2, Apex Legends, and some Marvel Rivals. That's all I've played in the last few years. Bum. Nah. Nah, I don't play a whole lot of games. I do benchmarking. I do overclocking. That's what I generally do in my spare time. I only did the gaming like Marvel Rivals, Apex, CS2 just for getting different people into my channel. Then I do benchmarking on a whole bunch of games I don't play at all. Yeah. Gabagoo. No. Doesn't matter that you're now a real gamer. You're still gaming. Yeah, same. No. Same. I'd rather be tinkering hardware. No. Like over 4 more hours. 4 more hours. I gave you a lot of food for dinner too. Like 4 hours. Still has a long time to wait. So Intel on Friday informed its staff that 3 high-ranking executives from manufacturing arm in Intel Foundry are set to retire. So the exit of 3 corporate vice presidents will have a significant impact on the Intel structure of Intel Foundry. Oh. Hours? The hours are in the morning, right around 5 a.m. 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. she gets fed. And then at nighttime, 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. at night. She gets fed twice a day. On my eBay addiction. I do free games. Is Tarkov free? I don't think Tarkov is free. Like flames shoot out the computer, yeah. So two of the three senior executives, Kazad Mistry and Ryan Russell, are corporate vice presidents in the technology development group. The third is Gary Patton, who served as the CVP and GM of the Design Technology Platform Organization Technology Development Group. Patton is a well-known, respected semiconductor industry veteran, have served at IBM and Global Foundries. Who? Who? Who got canceled? Starting late 2024, Gary Patton was promoted to lead of all the industry foundries design enablement engineering efforts as CVP and GM of the newly created Design Technology Platform Organization. He was responsible for delivering the full set of design platform solutions required by interest foundry customers. Essentially, he was responsible for developing process design kits, PDKs, validating support for EDA tools, creating IP libraries, and establishing design rules. Fundamentally, his job was to ensure that customer design developed using Intel's PDKs, EDA tools, while these came from third parties, and IP were compatible with Intel process technologies and met performance and power goals, could be reliable, manufactured at high yield. Patton joined Intel after 5 years at Global Foundries and 20 years at IBM Microelectronics. Holy. Dummy vid? What? It is getting really expensive, yeah. The Wiggle? I think I saw that where he did that wiggle and people knew he was cheating or whatever. You good? Well, that was a big sneeze. Should probably close up the windows. Probably getting a little smoky in here. What are they up to? Modeling somewhere. Somebody indicated that it may slow down development of the 14A process. Cannot secure at least one major external customer for this production node. High capital requirement must say strong return. Blah, blah, blah. Reduces its workforce by 15%. Company said they close to close the year with approximately 75,000 employees worldwide, which means the company will have fired 30,000 people in 2040. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I mean, Intel's got a lot to work on. They are working on a lot of new things. It's just they need to get some investors for 14A. I mean, data centers are still using their CPUs and that, but they need to get some investors for 14A so that way they can get it out as fast as possible. G-Skill CL30, what, 6,000? I don't have the money for Battlefield 6. Yeah, I'll try to be on tomorrow night. Yeah, 6,000 mega transfers, yeah. Pretty basic. I mean, 6,000 is not very much. CL30 is Easy for 6,000. I'm working on doing CL24 right now at 6,400. I'm working on CL24. How's it going, Nova? Like, yeah. Yeah, CL26 isn't fairly easy. CL24 is not an easy one to get working. It's just really hard to do on DDR5. CL24. At least trying to get it working so that way it's stable with not crazy voltages. CL24. Oh, CL28 is easy. CL26 is easy. At 6,000. Can't even buy CL30 anymore? Was just everyone's buying it up for some reason? I mean, it's only CL30. It's not low. Oh yeah, CL28 should be. But it's only 6,000 mega transfers per second. Having more frequency is technically gonna give you more performance, and having that lower, having more bandwidth is gonna outbeat the CL30 or CL28. I don't get why people are buying all these CL30s and CL28s at 6,000. I mean, for AMD, it kind of makes sense, but if you're doing Intel and you're buying these 6,000 kits, low CAS latency, you're losing performance. You should just go to the 7200 and up kits. If you're on like the Core Ultras, like the 265Ks, 285Ks, 8,000. You want to buy the 8,000 kits. 8,000 and up. Exactly. I don't get why people are buying them, because you can literally just go into the timings and set CL30, and then, yeah, let's say the voltage on the kit's like 1.3 volts, and it's not stable at CL30. Just up the voltage to 1.35 volts. Boom! Oh my god, it's stable. It technically is acceptable, but yeah. But you can generally find 8,000 kits at CL38. The CL46 kits are more like your 9,600 megatransfers per second. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 5,600. Yeah. I got the Amazon's cheapest kit, 5,600 CL46. I got working at 6,000 CL34. Uh, what CPU? Because it depends on the CPU. It's not just motherboard dependent. If you got like an Intel CPU, again, if you got the Core Ultras, you can do more than that on basically any board. Yeah, SK Hynix. Either A die or M die. M die 48 gigabyte kits, good. A die 32 gig, so you can get that. Again, A die is for tight timings, not high frequencies. M die is for high frequencies, not the tightest timings, but still really good timings. You don't really need to have both if you have Core Ultras. I'm not talking about 13th and 14th gen. I'm talking about Core Ultras. The Ultras. Your 265K, your 285K. 8,000s are very, very, very easy to get going on them. There's a bunch of people that still bought them. On the Ultras, yeah, easy. 7600's easy. It's not that I'm saying that you don't need lower CAS latency. Higher speeds, higher bandwidth is going to give you more performance than anything. Timings do matter, but your CAS latency is not what really matters. True, yeah, they did, yeah. Because of gaming. But if you're productivity in that, you're not going AMD. You're buying Intel. If not, you're just stupid. You're just stupid. You don't know what you're buying. You're literally wasting money buying the AMD's products for productivity. You are. You're literally wasting your money. Yeah, they got so that way under warranty they got a huge overclock under warranty. You can do 8,000 megatransfers per second under warranty for RAM. So why not get the 8,000 kits? Why not get Intel, especially when they gave you an IPO boost, so that way it's overclocked when you get it. You can just set it in the motherboard, just set for level 2. You don't have to do level 3, but level 2 does an automatic overclock on the CPU and RAM for you, so that way you're good to go. And then for productivity, I mean, for gaming, like if you're complaining that your average frame per second, not your 1% lows, your 1% lows are gonna be about the same between Intel and AMD's X3Ds. All right, your 1% lows are gonna be basically the exact same if you check out the charts. The exact same for your 1% lows. If you're complaining that your average frame per second is 100 frames lower, even though you're still 200 to 300 frames higher than your actual monitor, then there's something wrong with you. You're actually, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. Oh yeah, okay. Well, I get an average of 700 frames per second. What monitor are you using? Because there's no monitor that does 700 frames per second. Oh, I got a 240 hertz monitor. Oh, so you're 500 frames per second above your monitor, and your 1% lows are still going below your refresh rate in your monitor. It doesn't matter if you're on Intel or on AMD, but you're gonna spend the extra money on more frames, even though you got a monitor that doesn't even support that much frames. And then you're like, what is wrong with you? Seriously, what the is wrong with you? I'm thinking of buying 260K. Is a B860 equal except for? Yeah, I mean, nothing really wrong with that. I try to get people to buy the Z series, but you can still use it just fine. It just doesn't have, might not have the same kind of PCI Express lanes, might not have the same I/O. Like, there's a whole bunch of things that goes involved with that, with the B series. Well, yeah, it's true. If the motherboard cannot carry that signal, but I mean, depends on how they have it laid up, the daisy chain topology, or whether or not it's a lower grade board, so that way the signal integrity from the memory to the CPU is not as good. Then yeah, you'll have issues. You can generally get them all working on like 8,000 working on 245Ks, or 265 or 285Ks. Generally on 245K though, I mean, you might have to tune it a little bit different per motherboard, but you can get it working. On the benchmark? Ah, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I've noticed that some of the YouTubers are coming around on some of the Intel stuff. Yeah, I've noticed that. I've noticed that. It is. For a lot of people, Intel's a good option. Cheaper option. Gives you more performant option. I just don't get why people are going nuts over these X3Ds. I really don't. Your monitor, what is your monitor refresh rate? Most people, what is most people's monitor refresh rate and resolution? 1080p, max 240 hertz, max 240 hertz at 1080p, and yet they're comparing the X3D's 700 average frame per second on certain games. We're going certain games, 700 frames per second versus 600 frames per second. You're well above your average, your refresh rate of your monitor. Then you look at the 1% lows. Intel on some games beat AMD, and they're right around tied for the 1% lows. What? That doesn't make sense. Why are you spending an extra $300 to $400 on your system when you could buy Intel and got the exact same kind of performance? It's just, oh, well, that has more frames. That has 100 more frames on that game. Wow, amazing. Yeah, sir, the X3Ds and the certain GPUs on certain games it could be better, but does everyone play those games? No. Okay, so everyone keeps saying sockets are dead. Even when AMD switched the AM4 to AM5, they still came out with new AM4 CPUs. It's not like the sockets are dead. It's not like sockets are dead. Just like how Intel's coming out with the LJ1700, these new CPUs for LJ1700. They're new. New LJ1700 CPUs, P-core only. It's not like 1700's dead. 1851 isn't technically dead. Yes, they're changing the socket to 1954. But again, that's because they're coming out with a 52-core CPU. They're coming out with BLLC. So just like Intel's X3D with Intel's BLLC. BLLC is back. Big last level cache. 52-core CPU. Yeah. And also idle temperature, idle wattage, Intel is way better than AMD. Always has been. Well, has been for like the last 8 years since Zen came out. I don't know. I don't know the die size yet. BLLC, the big last level cache, will not be on the 52-core CPU though. It'll be on their 12 performance core. And 12 performance core, what was it? 12 performance core and 12 E-core. Again, the E-cores are different too. They got the low power E-core and then the normal E-core as well. But yeah, on the 52 core, there will not be BLLC. On their flagship 52 core, will not have the big last level cache. Yeah, some games, yes, for some people, some games you don't need the refresh rate. Yeah, 52 cores. It's insane. It's wild. Yeah, 60 hertz. I mean, 60 FPS is not terrible. So most people's refresh rate of their eyes. I mean, it's what lights go at. If you're looking at lights and you don't see flickering, well, guess what? You see at 60 hertz. Yeah, I guess V-Sync, G-Sync, all kinds. Yeah, would be better too. Yeah. It's literally the refresh rate your monitor is to the graphics card. It's nice. Yep. Yeah, 14600K is not going to draw that much watts anyway, so it's not like you need a crazy motherboard for it. Just know when you're going to those kind of motherboards, you're not going to get the overclockability that you would for memory or for CPU. Generally, the I/O is a little different. You might not have the same kind of PCI Express slots. Like you might not have 5.0 for your 5.0 by 16. You'll probably have PCI Express 5.0 by 4 for your SSD. Maybe just one though. That's about it. Buddy, there's still, was it 4.6% of people are still on 720p and below monitors? There's only 3.65% of people are on 4K, and majority of people are still on 1080p. For 1440p, it's almost 20% now, so I mean it's gone up quite a bit for 1440p, but literally 70% of people are still on 1080p. But there are still people on 720p and below. Yes. You know, we went over all this monitors, like, you know, what people are using all around the world still for monitors. Exactly, yeah, 1080p 60 Hz. And it's good to start off with. You can get something fairly cheap, especially nowadays for 1080p 60 Hz. You can get them fairly cheap, and you can be really happy. Still works, yeah, of course it does. Who cares if it seems old? Still works. Exactly, yeah, 1080p for comp, for high refresh rate, for competitions, so that way you can maximize latency, right? And then 1440p or 4K for relaxed, like single player games. Nah, it's not a good investment. I mean, if you do single player games, yeah, a higher resolutions can be better for you, but for competition, nah. 1080p. It's still 1080p. If you're a really competitive person, 1080p, decent refresh rate. It doesn't have to be high refresh rate. 240 hertz is more than enough. Like, you don't need to go anything higher. It's not like it's not like you see the 500 hertz though. No one can see this refresh rate. No one. I don't care who the hell is. It's most of this. What's this one guy? I think it's Valorant 10Z or something like that. Just he's just a retard. He's just a retard. Oh, this keyboard is like hacks. This monitor is like hacks. This mouse is like hacks. You're fucking retarded. There's something wrong with you. There's literally something wrong. No, he was paid. He was paid. Oh, wait, no. He has contracts with all these companies. Oh, that makes sense. Why he's saying this kind of stuff. No one can see 500 hertz. No one. 240 hertz is more than enough for anybody. These keyboards with like this actuation, special actuation, these mouse. Nah, man. Just get good at the game, use the exact same keyboard and mouse monitor for a long period of time, and get good at the game. Do not keep switching your mouse. Do not keep switching your keyboard. If you do that, your muscle memory changes, and then all of a sudden you have to relearn it. And that's why people are just stupid and keep changing stuff. Muscle memory outbeats that. Outbeats any high-end stuff. I've got cat-like reflexes in CSGO. I was at the best I was at CS2, and I was top 1,000 for a while in CS2. Top 1,000 in the world, all right? Top 1,000. I was on a 1080p 60Hz monitor. I was on a 10-year-old mouse. I was on a 10-year-old keyboard. Top 1,000. Oh my god. My reaction time was literally better than the top pros, because I did that as well. 95 to 100 nanoseconds. And most of the pros were around 140, 160. Yeah, I don't get people. Use the same mouse, same keyboard, same monitor for a year, at least a year, and you'll see that you're better playing longevity because your muscle memory has gotten better. You think you can just get muscle memory right off the bat or be good right off the bat? There's something wrong with you. Everyone just wants to be the best there is nowadays, and all they have to do is spend a little bit of money. No, you need the muscle memory. You need the skills. You need to know how to play the game. Muscle memory comes into play more than knowing the game, though. Yeah, it's twitch reflexes instincts. Yeah, exactly. At least a few months, just to get the feel of a game, and then using the same stuff, the feel and all that, things change over time too. The click might be a little bit softer on your keyboard, a little bit softer on your mouse. So as time progresses on them, you can get faster just by that too. You need, yeah, yeah. You need a Zeus ROG product to be top one. No, you don't. I just don't get people. Exactly, yeah. Unless you're using a ball mouse from 1996. Man, I should have tried that one time. Yeah, but you don't. You don't need all these crazy things. I don't get all these people going, oh, but I use this and this and this, and I still suck. Because you suck. Because you keep changing all your products. You have to stick to one for a long period of time. You need to learn the game. That's all you need. You just need to continuously play. Are you someone that plays the game 8 to 12 hours a day? No? Then you're not going to be fucking good. Stop. Just stop thinking you're going to be top player if you're only playing an hour or two a day after school or after work. You're not. You're going to be down below 50% of the people, because most people that are good play 8 to 12 hours a day every single freaking day. on the exact same mouse and keyboard they've been using for the past 5 or 6 years because they have not upgraded their mouse, and every time they do, they buy the exact same mouse and keyboard. The exact same. Is it still broke? Yeah. Yeah, I like my G203 Prodigy. My Logitech G203 Prodigy mouse. Everything I have is wired too. The G203 Prodigy, I've had it for over 8 years now, going on to 9 years, I think now. Over 8 years, and still working just fine. And the keyboard I'm using now is a mechanical one, and it took me a long time to get used to it. The Orbital Pathfinder? I don't know what that is. So the double click issue, I take apart my hardware and I fix them. So these are the key, like, let's say these are your key switches. Oh, I don't have the, one sec. Autofocus here. Okay, let's say you got your key switches. You can take apart these. You can take apart these, and inside is a metal piece, and you can rebend the metal piece slightly, just very, very gently. Rebend the metal piece, and you can refix your key. That's how I've gotten it to stop doing the double click. Yeah, that's how I got my mouse working for so long. It probably has like 30 million plus clicks on it, still working. Cheap and effective, yeah. I mean, the G203 Prodigy, you can buy them for like 30 bucks. You can mod the shape of. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, exactly. You don't need to be spending a ton of money. Just use the same thing. This whatever. I can't even show the keyboard I had. You go lay down. Go. I thought I ran over your foot for a second. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because yeah, if you can buy something that you're gonna use for a long period of time. Again, I've used the mouse, same mouse. Look. I need to get new feet for it, but as you can see, it's worn out. I've replaced that one. I've replaced this one. I replaced these ones, but they're already worn down again. And I got metal tape there, and I got electrical tape over top of it for skates. My side buttons work just fine. The only thing that doesn't work is I have to fix the mouse click. So the scroll works, but the click doesn't work anymore. But I don't use it. Just cheaper plastic. Who cares about the plastic? Everyone just always goes, oh, you need the best of the best to get good. No, you don't. If you look at some pros, they're still on 1080p 240 hertz monitor. They're still using their old mouse that they started off with, or maybe they upgraded down the line to something that's basically the exact same though. Because again, it's all muscle memory. The more you can use the exact same thing, it's muscle memory. And then once you learn the game, you just get better. I don't know. I don't care about any new mouse. Again, I use all wired stuff. A lot of people like their wireless. I don't like wireless. If it doesn't shake, that's good. Yeah, if it doesn't rattle, yeah. I mean, again, the G203 Prodigy, amazing. I think it's amazing. Oh, I guess the scroll wheel's starting to go, so it does rattle. The scroll wheel rattles a little bit now. Oh yeah, there's a lot of new stuff. Yeah, if you can adjust the EQ, or just get yourself the HyperX. A lot of people don't realize the HyperX are great. You don't need to do any tuning with them, and you can hear all the footsteps everywhere on any game. Well, wireless one, apparently those Logitech Lightspeeds are really good. I've used it. It's not bad. I still prefer my G203 Prodigy though. 300. I mean, my one headset was like a $700 headset. No, Logitech G903, I think it was. It's like a $700 headset. It was so nice though. But the HyperX that I have are really good. Like for cheap headset, man, they work so good. Yep. I mean, the keyboards aren't half bad. The headsets though, for a cheap headset, man, they're good. Is that phone headset? That's odd. I've used the Lightspeeds. Not bad. They're not bad. Yeah, exactly. And if you're playing games for a long period of time, you want comfy. And like I said, those HyperX, they fit the heads. It doesn't matter head size, fits really good. They don't compress really good. They got really thick, nice, good, comfortable foam. It's not even foam. I'm not even sure what they use. Works really good though. Nice and comfortable. Yeah, yeah, you get really good quality for around 300. Yeah. I mean, those HyperX, I think they're like what's not even $60 Canadian. Pretty good buy. Yeah, yeah, if your motherboard, yeah, because that's where the Wi-Fi or Bluetooth is. Yeah, I mean, not me. I got a $15 mic right here, $15 mic, and it came with a stand. $15. I also had a $30 coupon, but I mean, $15. Not the wired ones, just HyperX. Not sure where I put them. I don't know. They're Kingston HyperX. I'm not sure what they're called. Yeah, I mean, the mic's really good for the price, that's for sure. It's not a great mic, but I mean, it works. It's a condenser mic. That's all that matters. Really big on the headset, yeah. That's way to go. The attached mic on the HyperX are actually not bad. They're not bad. It's just because I do YouTube and that. The condenser mic is just the way to go. Yeah, sounds like audio on a phone call, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people do like they're all in one, yep. Yeah, the HyperX ones you can detach the mic too, so if you don't use the mic, you can just detach it. A50s? Yeah, I've heard of people liking the A50s. The best headset I've ever used though is a Logitech. I think it's the G903 they call it. I think you can buy them used for like around 400 Canadian. They're like $700 headset. But dang, 7.1 surround. The mic on it was like the best. Long battery life. They were wireless. Or you can put them as wired too if you wanted. Yeah, better balance headset. That's why the HyperX, I actually like them a lot. And I've used in-ears as well, but I prefer the over-ear for sure. Nah, 903 is the... Oh, maybe it is not. G9... Yeah, no, the G903 is what they're saying is a mouse. It's not the 935. Thought it was a 903. It was a Ghost. And one sec, I got the connectors. Oh, 930. My apologies. It's the 930, not 903. 930. It's been like 10 years since I've used it. Discontinued. Just gonna go shopping. Oh, dang, you can pick one up now for 62 bucks. Used? I'm used, but again, you can't buy them anymore. They're discontinued. Yeah, the G930. Oh, Amazon. Amazon sells them for 415. My apologies. Yeah, no, 930. I still have the I still have the hookup. Got rid of the headset though. I should have kept the headset and used whatever parts out of it. But yeah, it's the G930. Yeah, I mean, if you want to use your phone as a mic, but I mean, that's just extra stuff running too. And then extra softwares you gotta run on your PC. It's definitely not ideal. Definitely not ideal. Yeah, my bad, Nova and Pap. Yeah, it's a G930. 7.1 surround, programmable keys, had really good setup. Battery life was 10 hours, at least, battery life, at least 10 hours. Yeah, really good. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I really liked it, but then, yeah, fell off my head many times, and eventually it broke. It fell off my head many times. Like, a lot. The cheapest Rode mic for about the same price as any other generic ones? What? I don't know. $15. I don't think you can get a Rode mic for about $15. I don't think you get them for about $15, man. I'm looking. Nah, not cheapest. Road mic. There's no Rode mic. There's no Rode mic for anything less than $100. At least here in Canada. $100. Cheapest I can find a Rode mic. Yep. $100. Yeah, it came with a coupon though, so it's the mic and stand, and that does have like a cushion for it too. It's not the greatest, but I mean it works. I've just been using it like this now because I think it looks better for stream. Buffering? Are you getting buffering? That might be. Is it just you maybe? How's my stream been? Again, I am streaming on the GTX 770. Yeah, you can get. Yeah, you can pick up this whole setup for like $40. I don't know. I'm not. It's not the same buffering on my end anytime. So I did drop 124 frames though. So if you saw a little bit of a skip because I did drop some frames. That was a while ago though. Yeah, I should definitely do. I should go over everything well, I've done video on that on what I use for my streaming. Oh, well, that might be you. Might be your end. Yeah, I dropped frames a while ago. Not much though, 124. Yeah, I think I do have a video out there showing what I use for mic, camera, everything for all that. Yeah, it's usually would let me know if I have a buffer. Yeah, I did a workout yesterday and whew, I am so out of shape. So out of shape. Just give me 1 minute here. Oh. Prices everywhere is going up. It's wild. Yeah, I mean, I would like to use my phone. I used to use my phone when I first started doing stream. I used my phone, but the focus doesn't work anymore. It just keeps refocusing. So I used it for streaming. It's an old phone too, so that's why I don't use a phone. I use a 4K cam now. Yeah, man. I've been doing YouTube and that for all the PC hardware. I try to do PC hardware prices like EU, USA, Canada. I'm Canadian, so Canada, very, very big. Prices everywhere is just completely different. Completely different. Some places like out in EU and Germany, they were smart. They didn't buy a whole lot of 50 series cards. All the cards went down to MSRP, and at 5080s you can buy. You were able to buy them $80 below MSRP for a little bit because no one bought them. They were smart. They were smart. They didn't buy them. Yep, sounds good there, Born. $80. You can buy a 5080, $80 less than MSRP. I haven't checked it in a while, but to see what the prices are like there now. Well, yeah. I mean, if you're buying graphics cards below MSRP, it's still below MSRP, right? Right? They're decent. Yeah, no, the prices of them are wild, especially here in Canada and US. Canada and US for 5080s are wild pricing. Actually wild. Actually wild. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah. And that's not MSRP, that's for sure. Yeah. It's got a good bandwidth. It's also got the hardware enough bus bit width as well. It's gonna be good enough for enough ROPS. So, yeah. I mean, 5070 Ti is still a good card. But they're also selling for a crazy price too. It's not the same. Well, it's not. It might be the same chip, but it's not the same. Better BIOS. That depend on the board manufacturer. That would depend on the manufacturer, not. And performs better. It may draw more power and more expensive, but it is technically a better card. I wouldn't say that probably it has better BIOS then. It just depends on the board manufacturer. So again, it still depends on board manufacturer, right? Whether or not that has certain BIOS. Yep, there's a 600 watt BIOS for 5080. Yep. Oh yeah, even 5070 Ti is overpriced. Yeah, it is. Especially here in Canada. Just wild. The wild. Just wild, the pricing, man. It's actually wild. Like, we're looking at, like, $1,100. $1,100 for 5070 Ti. It's a little much. Yeah, the price to performance is not that great on a 5080. But then you go to a 5090, it's even worse, right? Just due to the fact of how expensive they are. So you can't say a 5080 is bad for price to performance due to the fact 5090 is literally the best card you can get, and its price to performance is terrible. Yeah, 780 for you. I think it's 1100. Now we got a cat that's in cycle mood. Psycho kitty. Psycho kitty. What you doing? Yeah. I think their cheapest one right now is around 1100. There is a 600 watt BIOS. What do you want to look for is the MSI Supreme SoC BIOS. It has a 600 watt BIOS. The Supreme SoC. Yeah, it's the Supreme SoC has the 600 watt BIOS there, pap. It literally took me 2 seconds to find it, and you couldn't find it? Really? 5050 is only 50 years. Price to performance is pretty good on 5050, is it not? For $457? I don't know what the best GPU would be. Probably because you can find a 6800 XT for that price. Yeah. There you go. Typed out in chat for you. I just typed out in chat for you. Search that. Has a 600 watt BIOS. Yeah, the Astro has a 450 watt, but it's 450 watt. What a 30. Can you even find a 3080 for $457? I don't know if you can. I mean, I guess, yeah, in the US you might be able to. Not here in Canada. What do you mean there, Shade? What do you mean the P2P? To make sure that the 600 watt or the certain BIOSes work, it's the layout of the HDMI and DP. The layout of the board, the PC, the power, the pin power as well. Generally. But generally they're all 12 volt high power connectors, so should be fine that way. The PCB layout, though, it's generally how BIOSes work proper or not. Generally. They're just not verified. So unverified, anyone can make a BIOS. Anyone can redo a BIOS. The verified ones are not verified by NVIDIA or AMD. I wouldn't really trust the verified ones either. Could be something wrong with them. It's weird how you tried it and didn't work. Are you sure you're flashing it the correct way? Sure you're flashing it the correct way? I mean, it can happen. Not saying it can't happen, though. Error 43? I don't think you flashed it correctly. How do I find the unverified ones? What do you mean? Just, you can make your own. You'd have to talk to the person that made it. Go to some sort of Discord that has that person that has it. They're just made by, you can do your own. Just make your own. You have your own unverified one. Just not signed off by NVIDIA or AMD. That's all. Welcome back. Oh, gotcha there, Shade. Gotcha. Oh, just to guarantee that you could always get your BIOS back is save the original BIOS to a USB. I know GPU-Z database could do, but save one to a USB. There you go. Yeah, it'd be a lack of rebar. Rebar can help a lot. Yeah, yeah. That making your own BIOS is not hard per se. You just set certain limits. Doing certain BIOSes though for let's say Samsung memory chip, Micron memory chip, you know, like or Hynix memory chips, that's a little bit different because you gotta learn the timings too, figure out what timings work good. Yeah, I mean it's not too hard to do. You just set voltages, max voltages, and then voltages too, depending on NVIDIA and AMD, are gonna be maxed anyways. You can only go so far anyways for voltages. Yeah, there are. And again, they're just gonna be unverified, so I mean, not great. Yeah. Yeah, you can make custom BIOSes for your cards. Good way to start is on the Polaris cards, to be honest. On like an RX 580, buy a cheap RX 580, learn how to do it that way first. Because then if you do something wrong anyways, it's only, you know, it's not like it's $1,000 card. Well, technically you could do that. You could just use your, you could technically do that there, Pop, yeah. You need a 15,000 watt. Yeah, some misleading info just because you can only tell people so much about how to do something until you have to go into certain specs on each step. It's like if you don't know how to do any of this kind of stuff, don't do it. Just You ain't capable. If you're not capable of knowing different timings on RAM or different voltages or how things are laid out in the BIOSes and stuff like that, and how each PCB is different than each PCB, so you have to literally tune the BIOS for that. I mean, just don't do it. You're not capable. Stop doing it. Stop even thinking about it. Just use a verified BIOS that's guaranteed basically to work. Unverified or just made by someone like me, someone like someone else that maybe not know how to do it perfectly, or it might just work for this one card. That's the difference between a verified and unverified. It's just some random person. Exactly. Don't even try it, because it's going to take you weeks or months to do it. To get really good scores on, let's say, certain cards too, you can redo the timings on your VRAM, redo the timings on the certain chips, so that way you can either get better timings on those chips, or you can raise the frequency of those chips depending on what you're really wanting to get out of it. And that's the thing, that's doing each to make sure it's stable too. You're going to do each timing and then run benchmarks on that slight change, and then you have to do each timing every benchmark, like a whole bunch of different benchmark games and all that. You have to do each timing at a time, benchmark it for hours or days, benchmarking it at doing that one slight little change, and then go on to the next one, or change that timing so it's a little bit tighter, and then do all the benchmarks all over again. You have to redo it all over just to make sure it's going to work. It's not for everyone. If you don't have the time or want to spend the time doing this stuff, just don't even think about it. It's not worth your time, because guess what? You're not going to spend the time making sure it works. Yeah, a realistic outlook, because it is. Literally doing BIOSes is going to take you a very long time, because you have to change one little thing, benchmark it. If you change a whole bunch of things at a time and then benchmark, and then it crashes during a benchmark or a game, and then you're going, okay, well, what did I mess up? Well, you just did like 100 different things, and now you have to go through and figure out which one it was. You have to do one thing at a time, change it very slightly, and then benchmark it. It works? Okay. Change that a little bit more, but one thing, just change it a little bit more. Okay, still works. Or it doesn't work. Okay, well, I'll put it back to where I had it there. It worked. Go on to the next one and then benchmark it. No, fuck that there, Shades. Fuck that. He has a RAM buying guide, but there again, you cannot go off of what somebody else says. He's also gave people wrong information and said, oh, these are guaranteed to be Hynix A die. And then I buy them and they're fucking Micron. Everyone else that buys, not everyone else, but a whole bunch of other people bought them, they're Micron. Some people, literally 1 out of 100 people got, oh, it's Hynix A die. Lucky me. He said they were guaranteed to be Hynix fucking A die. Okay, well, that's awesome. Again, you cannot go off of what somebody else says. Does not matter. Does not matter. There is a way to make sure you can have certain... it's still not a guarantee. You cannot say, I can guarantee that you're going to get this, or this is guaranteed for you. It's not a guarantee. There's no guarantee for RAM. I don't care who the fuck you are. I don't care if you're literally the best overclocker in the world, like Splave, saying, oh, guaranteed that this is going to work. He's fucking lying, because he even knows that's not true. Tuning RAM, who cares about tuning RAM? It's whether or not you're going to get a certain IC. If you're not getting a certain fucking IC when the person's saying it's guaranteed, then it's not true. And guess what? It's not fucking true. It's never been true since DDR3. For maybe DDR2, yes. But for DDR3, no, there's no guarantee that if you buy this certain kit, you're going to get a certain IC, because you want that certain IC because you can get better frequencies at certain voltages and you can get better timings at certain voltages. There's no guarantee. Just like when I say there's a 90% guarantee you're going to get Samsung B-Die when you're buying Patriot Viper 4000 or 4400 megahertz kits from Patriot Viper, the 16 gigabyte kits, 2x8. You are 90%, not 100%. I'm not giving you 100%. If you buy the 4000 or 4400 kit, you're going to get Samsung B-Die, because you want Samsung B-Die, because with certain voltage, you can get really high frequency. At certain voltage, you can get really good timings and get really good performance out of them. It's not 100% guarantee. I'll never say it's 100% guarantee like some people, because I'm not a fucking idiot. There's nothing wrong with actually hardcore overclocking. Zoid's awesome. He's great. He's a great overclocker. What I have issues with Zoid is when he was saying all this stuff about Intel CPUs and that his CPU needs 1.65 volts for this, or he's telling people, oh, I'm 1.65 or 1.7 volts on your RAM kit is fine as long as you have a fan on. No, you're gonna fucking degrade your RAM kit. Stop fucking listening to this guy when he's telling you that these voltages are fine. They're not fine. 1.4 or 1.45 volts is max on your RAM kit. I don't care if you have a chiller on your fucking RAM kit. If you go to 1.7 volts, you will degrade that RAM kit so fucking fast that you will literally waste your $400 or $500 that you spent on it. And that's the kit of RAM that he's technically using, because they're really expensive RAM kits. And that's how he's getting these really, really, really good timings and really, 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 really good frequencies. And guess what? Because he's using crazy out of spec voltages. I give people spec voltages for dailies. I do not tell people to do any of these voltages that I use for my overclocking, for my hardcore overclocking. He's given daily voltages, saying 1.7 volts is just fine. That will degrade your fucking RAM kit. Okay? Degrade it. And you're saying, yeah, it's just fine to put a fucking fan on it. No, that degrades your RAM kit, you idiot. He even knows this. He's just saying it because he's trying to get more views. I get it. It's hard to be a YouTuber in that. Stop telling people all these voltages that are not true. Especially with the 13 and 14900K saying at 6 gigahertz he needs to use over 1.6 volts to get it stable. That's you, buddy. I'm sorry. You maybe that's just you or your CPU or something like that, or maybe because you overclocked it, was using a whole bunch of voltages and you already degraded it. Oh wait, no, you're also using a Zeus board, so it's already automatically using 1.6 volts, but you never even noticed it, that the motherboard was really putting that voltage into it, and yet I did. That doesn't make sense. Like you're someone that's, you know, very, very well tuned on CPUs, GPUs, RAM kits, and motherboards, and yet you didn't catch that. Come on, man. That's what I'm saying. You can't believe everyone. You cannot believe everyone. He's a great overclocker. Insane. He's a slacker. He's slacking. He's been slacking for the past few years now. Slacking. Absolutely slacking. Because he's trying to make YouTube videos. And I get it. Making YouTube videos to make money and all that. Because you're really good at something. He's really good. Again, I cannot say he's not good. Sorry for the little bit of a rant here. But I mean, goddamn. You cannot guarantee RAM kits. You cannot guarantee you're going to have a good CPU, or your CPU is going to be better than someone else's, or, you know, all that. You cannot guarantee your GPU can do this. I can guarantee at certain, for certain GPUs nowadays, especially for nowadays, that you can do generally plus 100 on the core, plus 500 on the memory, guaranteed. People saying that you could do guaranteed plus 1500 on the memory, or plus 350 or plus 400 on the core is guaranteed. It's not a guarantee. Sorry. It sucks that he had to go back home to his mom and help her out, if that's even true. Again, probably not. He probably wasn't making the money to live off on his own and all that. So I mean, people just say stuff, right? People are liars. That's why I don't believe anybody. Sorry. I just don't. I stopped caring about that kind of stuff. No boohoo sob story. I do. I mean, it's just so much fake people nowadays. It's unbelievable. It is. It's actually unbelievable. And I'm sorry, that makes me seem like a bad guy in that. It's just the truth. It's the truth. So yeah, there's no guarantee for RAM kits. There's no guarantees for hardware. There's no guarantees at all, ever. There is no guarantees. Again, like I said, he's an insane overclocker. He is. He knows his stuff. But just to say, guarantee this, guarantee that, or do this. Yeah, okay, if you want to blow up your hardware, go ahead. I don't care. It's not mine. It's not mine. It's like how he has 6900 XT. He had the world's fastest 6900 XT because he modified it. But he ran it at 70 to 80 degrees Celsius all the time, and he was saying, "Oh, it's gonna last and last and last," and then next month later, oh, it's dead. It's like, dude, you're running the snot out of it at 70, 80 degrees Celsius at like 1.3 volts. What do you expect? I'm streaming with a GTX 770 right now. It's got a $6 GPU water block on it. No, you can bring up actually hardcore overclocking, man. You can. Just when you're bringing up certain things, I have to tell people you cannot believe that. You cannot believe this. Do not do that. Don't even fucking think about doing that. I'll let you know. Because I don't want you breaking your hardware. I want to make sure that you spent the money that you spent it on, and that it's gonna last you. All right. So I'll tell you certain voltages you should be using. I'll tell you certain CPUs. I don't care if it's AMD, Intel, NVIDIA graphics cards, or AMD or Intel. I'll let you know what's good and what's bad. Not just tell you, oh, because I'm sponsored by this person or this person gave me this, I am just gonna automatically say, oh, it's good. This is good. I'll let you know. I'll literally let you know. Because the last 3 times that he's been brought up are from stuff that will literally kill your hardware from voltages. And he's also done, because again, I've done the 99, I've overclocked the 9950X 3D RAM on the 9950X 3D. If you've not noticed, I live streamed a while ago for someone else's 9950X 3D and RAM on 3 different kits of RAM. And the voltages I was using were literally 300 millivolts less than what he was using, and I was getting about the exact same performance, the same kind of timings, yet he was putting these crazy voltages into it for no fucking reason. No reason. There's no reason for him to be putting that kind of voltage into it. Not a whole lot. And I don't know why you're saying undervolt performance. For undervolting is for making sure you have a little bit less like core temperature, so that way it can boost clock higher. That's the only reason why undervolting is good. So that way the boost clock can stay at a certain boost clock. If it's unstable, it will, or a temperature goes above a certain temperature, it will boost clock lower, right? Right? Okay, that makes sense there. Now, undervolting is for stability as well, stability at that core clock. So if you're going too far, so generally negative 150 seems to be pretty good on these new AMD's GPUs, negative 150 millivolt offset, which is pretty good actually, and you're getting good performance. How'd you figure it out? What is it? Luger's right. The other guys on max performance in the last month. Totally trashed. Recommend that. Normal. Exactly. Yes. Yeah, to a certain extent. And depends on your cooler. And you can technically go, for a lot of people I've noticed, they're doing negative 150, 170. And then when they go to like 180, negative 180 millivolt, they're seeing diminishing returns on that. But negative 150 is what I've been normally seeing for undervolting. Again, depends on the model, so manufacturer and model. Exactly, and not a ton of people have the money to rebuy all that stuff. Exactly, their dab. Exactly, and you don't want to just give enough information to where it's okay. Well, if you did this and just put a fan on it, or and that, yeah, these voltages seem high, but if as long as you have a fan on it, those voltages are still voltages that will degrade. Doesn't matter at the temperature. If you're on LN2, it will still fucking degrade it. That's what a lot of people don't realize. Voltages kills hardware. Voltages and temperature kill hardware. Any ambient overclocking can kill your hardware if you're using too much voltages. Too high of a temperature will just kill your CPUs. That's what a lot of people don't realize. It's just every time you turn on your PC, you're technically degrading it. So if you put the temperature too high, it's why I don't care for small form factor PCs. It's why I don't care for certain voltages. The voltages are above the voltages that I will say are good. Then yeah, you're going to see really, really bad longevity of your CPU or longevity of your GPU or longevity of your RAM kit. And a lot of people don't know that it could be the RAM kit that's failing and they're crashing. They're going, oh, it must be my GPU or my GPU. All of a sudden, my GPU, because I did this overclock, my GPU. No, what about your RAM? Have you checked your RAM or anything like that? Have you done any benchmarking on your RAM to see if it's good? No? Well, no, maybe just try that. Stop blaming it just because you went off of, you changed something slightly on your GPU. I mean, very slightly, and all of a sudden everything's wrong. Well, have you checked your RAM to make sure? Because as soon as you start... Okay, RAM stability, CPU stability, and GPU stability all coalesce into each other. If your RAM is just on the slight leading edge of just being stable, and then you overclock your GPU, it's going to put more strain on that RAM kit because your CPU has to use more power, which means the more power of the CPU, because the GPU is being overclocked, guess what? It puts more strain on the RAM kit. If your RAM kit's just barely hanging on and you overclock your GPU, well, guess what? All of a sudden your RAM kit can be unstable and causing the issues. And if you don't know anything about PC hardware and how to check these kind of things, then just don't touch anything on your PC, because you are not made to do this stuff. Because you do not have the time, you do not have the knowledge, and you're just going to get flustered because you don't know how to do these things. If you don't know how to do it, just don't even overclock. Just click on the XMP and turn on the PC. Don't even download MSI Afterburner. Don't download anything to do any kind of overclocking, because it's not for you. All right? Yeah, if you don't care about killing your stuff. I mean, I care about if I'm going to kill my stuff. That's why even on my older hardware, like this, I didn't care about this, because guess what? I have 100 of these things, all right? I have 100 of them, so I don't care. But let's say my x8650, which I only have one of now, I only use certain voltages. I only go to certain temperatures, all right? Even though I overclock the snot of it, I still only go to certain temperatures and certain voltages. And guess what? It still works just like the day I got it. Like free performance. Yeah, you're free performance. You can technically get free performance, but if there's so many things that coalesce into this free performance. Exactly. XMP was created a long time ago in DDR3. But I mean, XMP and XPO were created to make it so it's easier for people that don't know what they're doing. Just click done. That should work. If it doesn't work, well, you can't use XMP, and you're gonna have to learn how to overclock. Yeah, we can have any kind of conversation on an OC channel. But I mean, to make sure people know what they're doing on stuff, you have to know about what that person knows. And I don't have time for everybody to go through what everyone knows on certain things, exactly the hardware they have, and all this kind of stuff. I don't have the time. So I have these videos that there to show certain things. I don't have the money to be buying every single GPU, every CPU, every RAM kit, every motherboard. I don't have all that time to be doing or time and money to be doing all that. Unfortunately, I wish I had. I wish I had the money to do all that kind of stuff. I can help out more, but I don't. I can let you know what I know, because again, I talk to some people that own this stuff or have worked on that stuff, but I don't currently own it. Free RAM download. Yeah. Once I had 3770, again, undervolted it. I never undervolted my 3770K. I've never undervolted my 3770K. I've gotten it up to 5.2 gigahertz too on water. It still works great. It's also been lapped. The IHS has been lapped top and bottom, and the actual die has been lapped as well. I had when I got it, it didn't work. I had to replace one of the resistors on it, but it works, and it's a really good chip. 3770K to 5600. That's not a bad upgrade actually, though. Tech Power Up made you verify. What do you mean? For 291 watt BIOS? $439, you said? Yeah. $91. Dang, that's a crazy BIOS, to be honest. That's a crazy BIOS. 439 amp, 291 watts. Oh, really? I've never had to verify. I'm not sure why you guys have to verify. I've never had to verify on Tech Power Up. It's only like 0.6 volts. 0.6 volts for that amp and watts, man. Oh, when you click fast on pages? Oh, I've always read through pages, so I've never clicked fast on pages. Makes sense. So the 439 amp is normally associated with 400 watt BIOS. Yeah, that's the thing. That would make more sense because that would give you the 1.2 volts or 1.193. Yeah, 460, I would say. Whoops. 460 would be the 460 watt BIOS. Yeah, because that would give you the correct voltage for amps overall. Because the amp, yeah, 0.6 volts at 291 watts at 439 amp is crazy. They get upset with you? Oh. Oh well. Yeah, that 439 amp at 291 watts is a wild BIOS. And that's just, yeah, it's a wild BIOS. Yeah. And you'd only have a max, generally a 1.193, I think. Shouldn't have to mess with the boost tables. Yeah, here's an example of Jesus. Good example. No, your links won't post. You can't post links. Only I am born can post links. Sorry, born an I. You could just get a BIOS and just slightly change the BIOS anyways. You don't even be able to do so much, but still. At least you can change it. The air quality here, poor. No doubt. Still smell the smoke. Yeah. For a 5070 Ti? You could do it yourself. Uh, nope. Hello. Oh, there's a lot of unverified BIOS. A lot of... Hi. Hey there, Nugget. Yeah, unverified BIOSes. That sucks. And to get a verified BIOS is so hard. So you're using the certain command, right? You're using a command prompt, right? Because your code 43 just it sounds like you're not using a certain command prompt. Yeah, it's still not easy. And then, I mean, it's still not easy. And then you could mess it up and actually brick your chip. You could brick it. It's not easy. Hold yourself. And your driver was all the way updated, right? Your driver was 100% updated. Yeah, your board layout can definitely depend on your no display. Did you check to see? Did you put in a different HDMI to a different DP or a different HDMI? Yeah, that's the thing. It would technically work. The BioFlash should work, but you can lose an HDMI port or you can lose a display port. So it could have technically worked. It's just you have to check through your display ports which one's actually working. Because you will lose a HDMI or display port doing a BIOS flash. Yeah, completely different layout then. So you used NVFlash 64 protect off. And then you flashed it using NVFlash and then the BIOS file name. To command? Yeah, okay. So it might have technically worked. Okay. Yeah, it might have technically worked, but yeah, you'll have to find one that's closer to your PCB, and that's what I keep trying to tell people too. You have to find a BIOS flash or a PCB layout that's close to your GPU to make sure it does work. There are some BIOSes that just work. It doesn't matter on layout, but you have to find one that works. That's kind of weird. Both monitors at 60. What NV flash were you using? What version of NV flash? Yeah, because if you got that error, you might have to do the NV flash a couple of times to actually get it work through the command prompt. You might have to do it a couple times. Mm-hmm. There could be a setting that syncs to monitors. I'm not sure. Yeah, one time might not work. Yeah, one time might not work. And I'm not saying NV Flash 32 or 64. What one are you using? The newest one, the newest NV Flash, or are you still using like NV Flash 5.735? Because that's the one that's made for that chip, that BIOS chip. That BIOS chip is the one that's designed for, like from the manufacturer, put it on that chip, and that's what it's set for. That PCB layout is for that as well. That's why the original one technically always works. And it will always fix it up. Because it's the PCB layout can differ whether or not the BIOS flash is actually going to work the first time. You can always force it. You can always force a flash. It's just, could you brick it? Yeah, you could brick it. But if you have an extra GPU or use an iGPU, you can just reflash it again and then flash it back to the old one. Or flash it to a different one. Just keep trying. To actually brick your chip, it's very hard to do. That's odd that it's doing that though, Pat. That's kind of odd. could corrupt. It can happen. It can happen. Corruptions can happen, but to actually brick your BIOS it's very hard to do. Especially if, again, you have iGPU, you can just go to the iGPU, reflash it, reflash your GPU, or use a different graphics card in the system, flash the BIOS again. Yeah, just use the other port. Simple solution. But yeah, you might just have to do it a couple times in a row through the command prompt to allow it to actually... It is kind of weird, Pat, but that is weird. Yeah, so losing power, it's kind of odd you're losing power. Yeah. I mean, all 5070 Ti's are using 12-volt hot power. I'm pretty sure there's a BIOS that you can flash a 5070 Ti to a 5080. Yeah, pretty sure they all use 12-volt high power, so. So that's kind of odd that just power went out. It's because a chip programmer, you'd have to learn how to do the chip programmer, and then you could technically, I mean, you can always bring back generally chips, but yeah, be careful with the chip programmer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can. I'm pretty sure you can flash 5070 Ti to a 5080. There's always a way to do something. Barely an inconvenience, he says. What card do you have again? 5070 Ti what? Was it the VRM could be an issue too? Well, I mean, how is they did it again? You'd have to. I got you. 1 sec. There you go. Yeah, it's a lot of unverified BIOSes. It's so dumb. It's hard to get verified BIOSes, though. You have to have talks. I don't know. Well, it's not that they made it. It's just I want a grill. Yeah. But yeah, they got 400-watt BIOSes on 5070 Ti's. It's just whether or not you can do it. And technically you could do it, but I mean, how long is it going to work for? Or that card has a dual BIOS, does it not? The MSI Shadow. It does have a dual BIOS, doesn't it? No, the Gigabyte Aorus 5070 Ti, I think, has a 400 watt. It does not have a dual BIOS. Ah. One of them has 400 watt. Price the same? I don't know. You have to see which one, though. Check the BIOSes, and we'll do card 5070 Ti. Let's see. So the Vanguard might be the one. Let's see. 350 watt for the Vanguard. We want to check out the well, I mean, there's no BIOS for it. Yeah, the SoC from MSI Vanguard SoC 350 watt. And I think it's unverified. No, it's not. It's a verified one. Yeah, the best one you can do is 350 watt for a verified BIOS. Yeah, and you go to 350 watts. And it does support Hynix or Samsung. What chips does yours have? Hynix? Yeah, that's gonna be kind of hard for you to. I mean, you could try it, and then if it's failing, try it again. Like do it a couple of times to the command prompt right off the bat. See if it'll work. Samsung. There's no way you're comfortable like that. There's no way. Yeah, what GDDR7 does yours have? Your Samsung? So yeah, it should technically work because it does Hynix and Samsung. So it should technically work. And yours has one HDMI and 3 display ports, right? The only thing it does increase is just the board power limit from 300 to 350 watt. So yeah, technically it should work. Just try to use the command prompt and do it a few times. A few times in a row. Same sequence over and over. And it should work. You should be able to always be able to force it. Like, you already know how to fix it if it does brick, right? Right? Because again, it's very hard to brick your actual BIOS. Because yeah, as long as the HDMI, your displays, your I/O is about the same. As long as, again, the 5070 Ti is all used 12-volt high power connector, so there's nothing different there. So right here, first one. And so NV Flash 64 dash protect off. NV Flash 64, right? And then your file name, and then save the whatever your flash is, the bio flash is, save it as whatever, and then that, and then do you rename it at all? Do you rename it, or do you just keep it the same? Okay, yeah. So just make sure you're getting the correct one. Yeah, rename is way easier. Yeah, and then just use that, and then do that a few times. Right? So, all in one sequence, NV Flash 64 dash protect off, NV Flash, and then space, whatever file name. I mean, if you want the 350 watt BIOS, yeah. The only thing is, it only gives you 350 watt BIOS. It doesn't change anything else. It just gives you an extra 50 watts to work with. Right? Well, I mean, your card's what, 280 watt, isn't it? Or is it a 300 watt BIOS? I think yours is a 280 watt BIOS. Is it not? 300? Okay, so it gives you an extra 50 watts. So it allows you to use a little bit more, because again, you're going to hit the power limit before you hit the voltage limit, so you technically get a little bit more out of your voltage. Not much. I mean, not much. Still might not be able to use the full amount of voltage that the card allows. At least it gives you 350 watts. Then after you're done that, restart your computer, blah, blah, blah. Open up GPU-Z to see if the BIOS flash actually worked. If the BIOS flash changed it. If it did, awesome. If it didn't, well, for some reason it's not working for you. And you're running command prompt as administrator, right? Okay, then just do that a few times. 2 or 3 times in a row. Just do that a couple times in a row. That's all I can say. What is this? Let's check the Discord. Hey, is there something else? I gotta say that. Something else. No, you still got like 3 hours. Still got like 3 hours. Yeah. No. You poor, poor thing. You're just withering away. Ugh. Might be ending the stream here soon. Bad little stream. I hear you, Born. I hear you. Hope you have a good evening as well there, Born. Hopefully you get yourself a good sleep. Yeah, I should probably end the stream. Should probably end the stream here. Had a bad little stream. Got a few views. Yeah, I should end the stream. So yeah, again, thank you to all my viewers, subscribers, and donators. Yeah, squeeze. I know. Again, thank you, Vara, for the supers. Whatever one you want to get. Newer is gonna be better. At a good price is even better. For that $457, 6800 XT or 3080. Again, that'd be used though. That would be used. Yeah, either a 6800 XT or 3080. Either or. 3080 will be technically a little bit better though. So, yeah, I'm gonna end the stream, guys. Ending the stream. So, again, thank you to all my viewers, subscribers, and donators. You guys are helping this channel more than you know. And that's it for this one here. I'll be back on later on today. Not tomorrow, but today, because it's already 3 a.m. So, I'll be back on. Hopefully you can get that figured out there, Dabatron. Hopefully. Again, as always, don't forget to get her done. Peace. Peace.